Despair. Despair. Even if it is only the vanguard, the number of the combined ninja army is a total of 50,000, but these ninjas are all keeping quiet now. Accompanied by the words of Uchiha Sasuke, all the ninjas swallowed inexplicably. Even though many of these ninjas have never seen Uchiha Sasuke. But even hearing rumors about Uchiha Sasuke was enough to scare them. In the ninja's word of mouth, Uchiha Sasuke has been completely passed down as a terrible monster. Even more frightening than demons. The ninja in charge of leading the lead unit at the moment. Jonin. Konoha Shinobi creator, Hitaki Kakashi. Jonin. Mist Shinobi Ninja, Blue Jonin. Rock Shinobi Ninja, Lois. The three Jonin lead the vanguard and now the heart beats faster. If you really met Uchiha Sasuke, it would be fatal. The Ninja United Army's plan against Sasuke has not yet started. If the opponent takes the initiative to attack, then the rhythm will not be so easy to control. Even the entire plan has to be revised, and the temporary variable is a very serious test for the judgment of the leaders. Wind. Blow slowly. Kakashi held his breath silently. Is it Sasuke? However, when the dust and smoke drifted away, the person who appeared in front of him was not Uchiha Sasuke but Kimimaro. Kimimaro standing on the borderline at this moment. Looking at Kakashi and others 300 meters away, the vanguard of the Ninja United Army. For Kimimaro, the number of 50,000 people is already under great pressure. Ninja United Army. Kimimaro spoke slowly. At this moment, Kakashi and others breathed a sigh of relief. As long as it's not Sasuke, it's okay, they already know who this person is now. Kimimaro, the orphan of the Teru Yoruichi clan, has the mighty dead bone pulse, and at the same time, the Three Tails Jinchuriki. Let Three Tails Jinchuriki appear here. Don't know what Uchiha Sasuke thinks. Isn't the Three Tails something he wants to protect? Putting it in front of the Ninja United Army so swaggeringly, is it possible that Sasuke wants to take this opportunity to send Three Tails to the Ninja United Army? I can't hide my face and I don't want to bow my head to the 5 cages, but my actions still take into account the practical problems, if I really want to go to war with the 5 great powers. Sasuke alone is definitely not an opponent. There is no doubt about this. Kakashi doesn't know why though Sasuke's behavior doesn't fit his character. But it made Kakashi feel very good, because in this case, he would not have to face Sasuke. Three Tails Jinchuriki unexpectedly appeared directly. Jonin Wangtu of Rock Shinobi felt a little speechless, knowing that they had formulated various battle plans in order to capture the Three Tails Jinchuriki. For all possible situations, but I didn't expect Sasuke to play like this, and directly released Three Tails Jinchuriki swaggeringly. There is no intention of protecting it at all, and it even feels like bowing your head and admitting cowardice. Wangtu's opinion of Sasuke suddenly dropped a lot. He yelled aggressively, but in fact he was just a coward. Of course, facing the United Ninja Army, one person's strength is nothing more than blocking traffic with one's arm. There is nothing wrong with doing this, it is just a genius, and the youngest in the ninja world. It's just a false name. At this moment, not only Wangtu thinks so, most of the ninjas in the vanguard feel a little disappointed. This kind of behavior seems to be no different from asking a companion to come out to collect the dead in order to survive. Let the ninjas despise. At this moment, even a monster who is silently watching is also feeling speechless. Unexpectedly, Sasuke would do this. In the Orochimaru base, Sasuke is ready to go because of the snake's obsession. Kimimaro is the target of both of them. Are you afraid that Kimimaro will be caught by them before you arrive? Facing Orochimaru's question, Sasuke smiled. No. Why? Because Kimimaro said, he is not a flower protected in a greenhouse, he is my weapon, the sharpest weapon. After saying that, Sasuke turned around and walked away without hesitation. Leaving Orochimaru's base, Sasuke came outside. Look into the forest. In the eyes of outsiders, this is just an ordinary forest, but it looks a little gloomy. But in Sasuke's serious, it's not just a forest, this forest hides Sasuke's army. With this army plus, open black lens bracket ice escape, phase 1, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket boil style, 10 stages, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket lava style, 10 stages, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket magnet style, 10 stages, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket. Phase 1, close black lens bracket. Ninjutsu. Body flicker technique, ultimate, 3 body technique, ultimate. Summoning, Rashomon, ultimate. Muji healing. Ultimate, shadow clone technique. Ultimate, flying thunder god technique. Ultimate, open black lens bracket fire style great fireball technique. Ultimate, fire dragon explosion technique. Ultimate, phoenix fire technique. Ultimate, open black lens bracket lightning style Chidori. Ultimate, Chidori flow. Ultimate, Chidori blade. Ultimate, speed. Ultimate, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket earth style earth wall. Ultimate, earth river. Ultimate, Wangchen swamp. Ultimate, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket wind style great breakthrough. Ultimate, wind blade. Ultimate, vacuum odama. Ultimate, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket water style water barrier. Ultimate, water dragon bomb. Ultimate, water shockwave. Ultimate, close black lens bracket. As long as Sasuke has mastered the 5 elements of escapism, they have all been upgraded to the ultimate level. At the same time, Sasuke has basically mastered 80% of the techniques in the original book. At the same time, chakra's nature transformation aspect. Wind, thunder, water, fire, and earth chakra have all been upgraded to the top level, that is, level 5. As for the yin-yang escape technique, yin escape has been upgraded to level 5, and Sasuke's spiritual power has also been strengthened again. But the problem is that Yang Dun is always stuck at 90% of the progress. Now Yang Dun's nature transformation is still level 4, and at the same time Sasuke can get it even more. Yin Dun's level 5 is not the top level. It seems that Yin and Yang are more complicated than Sasuke imagined. It seems that it is not so easy to be promoted to ultimate, to complete the task of reaching the pinnacle, and to get the blood of Otsutsuki. But now basically all Sasuke's skills have been upgraded to ultimate. Combined with chakra fire, Sasuke now wants the entire ninja world to experience this terrifying power. What is the real ninja god? 3 Tails Jinchuriki appeared. White Zetsu said to Nagato. At this time, Obito had just rushed towards Konoha village with a large number of white Zetsu. Get ready to loot 9 tails. Arranged here. Nagato is not ready to go yet. White Zetsu brings such amazing news. This made Nagato stunned for a moment. Conan on the side was also very surprised. 3 tails? Here it comes. It stands to reason that 3 tails Jinchuriki should be well hidden by Sasuke. How could it be discovered so quickly? How can this be? Is the Ninja United Army moving so fast? Nagato asked suspiciously, and White Zetsu shook his head. No, it was 3 tails Jinchuriki who appeared on his own initiative. It's fun to show up. Nagato smiled. In this case, I will accept 3 tails without hesitation. Let Hidan and Kakuzu begin. At this stage, Hidan and Kakuzu have brought a group of white Zetsu troops and have been lurking near the country of Tien. They are just waiting to act. Don't worry, let the white Zetsu army cooperate with these impure world reincarnation ninjas, and they will be able to play a stronger combat sacrifice. White Zetsu nodded and then slowly dived into the ground. Glancing at Conan beside him, let's do it too. What on earth is Uchiha Sasuke thinking, to let 3 tails show up so early? This is not meant to be hidden at all. Mad. Just from this point of view, one can clearly feel Sasuke's arrogance. As if to say, even if he puts 3 tails in front of you, he doesn't worry at all. Even under such circumstances, he has enough confidence to kill them. Thinking of this, a smile appeared on the corner of Nagato's mouth involuntarily. He looked down at his hands, and now that White Zetsu wasn't here, Nagato didn't have to pretend he couldn't move. Instead, he directly raised his hands and clenched his fists, and then the red chakra emerged. In Nagato's body, 8 tails Gyuki was directly sucked into chakra by Nagato in a rough way. Although this way can allow Nagato to get the chakra of the tailed beast. But if Nagato becomes weak, then the tailed beast's chakra will in turn suppress Nagato. The possibility of going berserk will be higher. But now Nagato, who is at his peak, doesn't think that such a situation will happen to him at all. Now you and me, who is stronger? As Nagato said, his gaze had drifted into the distance. At this moment, as White Zetsu conveyed the order, Kakuzu and Hidan, who had been waiting near Tanokuni, immediately got up and prepared to set off. Finally started to move. 3 tails has appeared, arrest them immediately. Kakuzu said and looked back at the people behind him. Fei Duan Yi on the side was excited. Uchiha Sasuke, I can finally fight this guy, but to deal with him alone, do we need so many of us? Hearing this, Kakuzu smiled coldly. Do you think you can beat him alone? Although Hidan was arrogant, he was not so arrogant. He just felt that there were too many people, and there was no fun in fighting at all. On the contrary, it is more like beating Sasuke in groups, and the sense of accomplishment is not too strong. Let's go. Following Kakuzu's order, the mighty White Zetsu army is estimated to have more than 20,000 White Zetsu. All into action. And behind him, apart from following Hidan, there are also members of the Akatsuki organization who have died. Deidara and the Red Sand Scorpion. 4 members of Akatsuki will lead an army of 20,000 White Zetsu. Kakashi and others of the Ninja United Army who are confronting Kimimaro at the moment have already summoned the ninja troops in the rear. At the same time, Kakashi and others are also ready to do it. Now that the Three Tails Jinchuriki has appeared, there is no reason to let it go. Sasuke asked you to come out alone. Kimimaro wants to come, and you know how much preparation the 5 major countries have made this time. If you catch him without a fight, then we can avoid a battle. At the same time, we can also impose no restrictions on you, you just need to follow us back to Konoha. Hearing these words from Kakashi, Kimimaro smiled. Raising his hand, 2 bone blades appeared directly. I think you were misunderstanding. Do you think I'm here to die? Kimimaro shook his head. I is the sharpest weapon in Master Sasuke's hands. While talking, there was a vibration from the ground. Feeling the slightly trembling ground, Kimimaro slowly turned his head and looked to the other side, diagonally opposite the ninja joint house. Located on the right-hand side of Kimimaro, billows of dust and smoke swept in. Seeing the smoke like this, Kakashi, Wei, and Huang Yu were stunned for a moment. There is only one possibility for such a scenario. That is, a large army is coming. That direction can't be their combined ninja army, so these are. Boom boom boom. With the sound of the explosion, suddenly several deep pits were blasted in front of Kimimaro. And then there was laughter in the sky. Ha ha ha. My uncle has been resurrected again. I didn't expect it. Kimimaro raised his head and looked at Deidara in the sky, stepping on a big white bird. Suddenly frowned, isn't this guy killed by Master Sasuke? Etc. Could it be this feeling? Impure world reincarnation? The other party was wearing Akatsuki's clothes, and the 3 of Kakashi were also surprised. Is it Shao organization? The Akatsuki organization also has soldiers? And it seems that the number is quite a lot. Boom boom boom. When the White Zetsu army approached and gradually stopped, the dust and smoke gradually dissipated. Looking at White Zetsu one by one, the ninjas of the United Ninja Army were stunned. What's this? What's the matter with these people? Akatsuki's troops? These white guys look disgusting. Although the White Zetsu army surprised Kakashi and others, what made Kakashi and the others more concerned was the 4 leaders. Kakuzu, Hidan, Deidara, Red Sand Scorpion. Because it was reincarnation by Impure World before the mention, after the Red Sand Scorpion was revived, a new puppet was created. Although he appears in the form of Impure World reincarnation now, there are also a large number of puppets behind him. Where is Uchiha Sasuke? Upon appearing, Scorpion's first words are to ask Sasuke. From his eyes and tone, it is obvious that his killing intent towards Sasuke is extremely strong. The Shao organization still has such troops, and it seems that not all of them. The leader of the Akatsuki organization has not yet appeared, and the other 2 seem to be members of the Akatsuki organization, but they seem a little strange. Ching calmly analyzed. I still want to find Master Sasuke. It seems that he died at the hands of Master Sasuke. You are not convinced? Do you want to die again? The current you are just in the state of Impure World reincarnation, and you are not worthy to fight against Master Sasuke. Kimimaro said coldly. Ching was stunned for a moment. Luo Tien was reincarnated? Could it be the Forbidden Technique group? Impure World reincarnation. Said as Ao who knew the secrets of many villages. Second Hokage Senju Tobirama once developed a secret art that can resurrect the dead and use the dead to fight. Although this technique is very powerful, but this technique is too offensive to the dead. So it became Forbidden Technique, even Konoha himself never used it. However, now in the Shao organization, it has been mastered and successfully used. Raise the dead? No wonder he felt that these 2 people were very strange, and even looked like 2 groups of chakra with supercilious eyes. The Shao organization actually mastered such a forbidden technique. Said Ching's face became a little ugly, but Kakashi and Wangtu were a little puzzled. What happened to this spell called Impure World Reincarnation? Faced with Kakashi's question, Ao was about to answer. Kimimaro has already made his move. Kimimaro, who exploded directly, became the perfect 3 Tails Jinchuriki. It's frighteningly fast. He rushed directly to Deidara, who was flying around in the sky. Beep. The air is directly torn apart. Kimimaro shot straight into the sky like a cannonball. With a swift kick, Deidara in the sky was kicked flying. The heavy hit the ground. There was a roar, and a huge pothole was directly smashed out of the ground. Dust and smoke rose. Everyone was shocked. So fast, so amazing power. Is this the Three Tails Jinchuriki? The jump just now was able to jump to such a high place in an instant. The ninjas are saying, bang bang. Another astonishing roar sounded. Kimimaro, who fell from the sky, directly stepped on Deidara, who fell to the ground. At the same time, the bone spurs appeared on the soles of the feet, instantly piercing through Deidara's body. If it were an ordinary person, he would have died long ago and couldn't die anymore. Kimimaro, however, looked down at Deidara. Suddenly jumped away, the explosive clay exploded directly, and the terrifying flames raged. Kimimaro dodged ahead of time and did not suffer any damage. Seeing this scene, Kakashi froze. Self-explosion? What is that Akatsuki guy doing? However, while Kakashi was talking, Deidara, whose body was mutilated in the dust, slowly walked out. At the same time, he looked at Kimimaro in front of him with an even crazier smile. Ha ha ha. I am immortal now, no matter how you attack, it will be of no use to me. This time, I want to let you and Uchiha Sasuke experience it, the ultimate art. As he said that, he raised his hand and threw out the white detonating clay one by one, turning into white spiders and rushing directly towards Kimimaro. Facing Deidara's attack, Kimimaro clapped his hands suddenly. Dead bone pulse. Swish swish swish. A series of white bone spurs drilled out from the ground, causing the detonating clay to detonate directly. And Kimimaro can only retreat again. However, retreating a distance of more than 10 meters, the sound of clucking sounded in the next second. Needless to say, it is a puppet. The cold-faced scorpion looked at Kimimaro with disdain. Just because you dare to call yourself Sasuke's sharpest weapon? Boom. The sharp swords in the hands of the two puppets pierced Kimimaro's chest instantly. Kimimaro's eyes dilated instantly. However, seeing this scene, Kakashi and others were stunned. Is this puppetry? Someone from Sanagakure? Red hair, puppetry, could it be that this guy is the former puppet genius, the Red Sand Scorpion? Although people like Gaara are not here, there are still many ninjas from Sanagakure in the United Ninja Army. Naturally, someone knows about the Scarlet Sand Scorpion. I didn't expect anyone to remember me. A smile appeared on the corner of Scorpion's mouth inadvertently. However, at this time Hidan stepped forward slowly. It's a pity that I can't kill this guy, otherwise I can present a new sacrifice to Lord Cthulhu. I was talking, puff. A white bone spur instantly penetrated Hidan's heart. And this scene also stunned Kakashi and others. The people from the Akatsuki organization are two idiots, they were killed. But soon Kakashi and others were dumbfounded, because Faigu looked down at the injury in his heart. Hey, what are you doing? Did I touch you? What do you mean by attacking me? Hey Kakuzu, can I kill this guy? His heart was pierced, but he was still able to speak. Could it be that this guy's body structure is different from ordinary people? Puff. The next second, the bone spur penetrated Hidan's head. Hidan's head was pierced, but he still looked at Kakuzu helplessly. Is it really impossible to kill this guy? Kakuzu shook his head. Okay, stay away from that guy. This is not just a matter of body structure being different from ordinary people. This is exactly a monster. Is this guy also a ninja from Impure World Reincarnation? Kakashi asked with some uncertainty, but Ao on the side shook his head. No. This guy is a real person. Living? The head of the living person was pierced, the heart was pierced, and he was still alive. This. Okay, come here and let me sew it up for you. Scorpion, catch him and bring him back. Hearing that Scorpion did not speak, the two puppets controlling Kimimaro seemed to think that Kimimaro had no power to resist. However, Kimimaro suddenly looked at Scorpio coldly. The poison on it is quite difficult. While talking, click. There was the sound of the sword breaking. Kimimaro freed himself from the shackles of the two puppets. Then move your shoulders. But that's all. Scorpion stared blankly at Kimimaro, who was actually immune to the poison. The poison on it was specially prepared by him for Uchiha Sasuke. As long as it gets a little bit, it should be lying on the ground completely unable to move. However, it only took a few breaths for Kimimaro to. What kind of monster is this person's physique? Boom. Boom. With two backhand punches, Kimimaro easily crushed the two puppets. He turned his head and looked at Scorpion coldly. With this kind of toy, do you want to deal with Sasuke-sama? It's too ridiculous. What? Shia's face suddenly darkened, and he dared to look down on his puppetry. This guy. Damn it. Then let you see the true power of puppetry. Boom. Boom. Scorpion took out a new scroll, and the two new puppets that appeared in the scroll made Kimimaro stunned for a moment. One of the puppets is 4th Kazekage Luo Sha, as well as Orochimaru. This guy makes puppets in the likeness of Lord Orochimaru. Unforgivable. You have humiliated Lord Orochimaru so much. All of Kimimaro's calmness vanished in an instant. For him, no one can humiliate Orochimaru or Sasuke. Both are equally important to Kimimaro. But now a good-for-nothing puppet dares to fool Lord Orochimaru. This is simply unforgivable. Suddenly, Kimimaro's gaze became extremely cold, like a cold wind blowing across the faces of members of the Akatsuki organization. At this moment, Scorpio became more and more proud. Are you angry? What? I'm angry to see Orochimaru being made into a puppet by me? Ha ha ha. These two puppets were given to me by someone you should know. Hearing this, Kimimaro was stunned for a moment. He knew someone. Yukushi, Pocket? Hearing this, Scorpion was a little unhappy. So you know. I thought you'd be even angrier. Speaking of which, Scorpion showed a dissatisfied look. However, this appearance made Kimimaro even more angry. Very well, if you want to irritate me, let you feel what it is like to be irritated. Boom. In an instant, Chakra, the tailed beast, exploded completely, and in an instant, Kimimaro's aura was very astonishing. At this time, looking at Kimimaro who broke out, Cassie and others are mobilizing the troops of the Ninja United Army. Surround the 20,000 white Zetsu troops in front of you. They are also enemies, although Kakashi and others have no plans to do it now. Is hoping to use Kimimaro to attract their attention. To give them time to prepare, however Kakuzu sees the combined ninja army in action. Do these guys think I'll let them get away with it? Let's do it. Let's capture 3 tails, and when we catch 3 tails, all the members of the Ninja United Army will be killed. For Kakuzu, the battlefield is simply the most perfect battlefield. After all, there are countless hearts here. In this case, Hidan, Deidara, and Scorpion can be called an absolutely immortal foursome. So there is a reason for sending them to be the vanguard. Let these 4 immortal guys try it out first. The White Zetsu army didn't have any special tactics, and rushed forward directly. However, White Zetsu's strength is not weak, and it is also possible to deal with ordinary genin. Especially genin, whose physical skills are slightly weaker, can be dealt with casually. Do these guys want to deal with this at the same time? Then let's do it directly. Get rid of these guys first. A troop of 20,000 people is definitely not too small. There shouldn't be any problem with the vanguard's fighting power eating up this army. With Kakashi's order issued, the ninjas of the United Ninja Army also began to fight the White Zetsu army. The war started, and Sasuke, who was shuttling through the forest at the speed of thunder, smiled at the corner of his mouth. Lightning style. Heart web. The lightning style, which was launched instantly, spread directly, covering the entire TNG kingdom in the blink of an eye. It even spread out a considerable distance toward the periphery. Directly across the battlefield. The situation on the battlefield was also clearly sensed by Sasuke. Here we go. But if these guys start fighting first, then Kimimaro will eat them all in one bite. I thought about it. At this moment, the Kimimaro of the tail beast chakra broke out and rushed directly to the red sand-eating Scorpion. Ha ha ha. Idiot, you are already surrounded by my bombs, and you still want to attack? You will be greeted by continuous bombing from my uncle. Deidara raised his hands high and directly formed a mudra with one hand. Art. Just explode. Drink. Boom. The flame that sprang up in an instant swallowed Kimimaro whole, but the flame hadn't dissipated yet, it just surged up. In the next second, 3 scarlet tails directly tore the flames apart. Then Kimimaro's red eyes radiated red light, and directly locked on the position of the Scorpion. With a firm step on his feet, he rushed out like a shell. Deidara. This guy just ignored my explosion? I told you a long time ago that your technique has no effect on enemies whose chakra is strong enough. Shie said coldly, but Deidara's face was ugly. But at this moment, the puppet of 4th Kazekage Luosha has already started to move. Directly controlled placer gold gathered in the direction of Kimimaro. Want to limit Kimimaro's actions? It's just a puppet. If you were a real person, maybe I would still be afraid of 3 points. Beep. A punch directly broke through the gold dust blockade. Immediately after Orochimaru's puppet appeared, the sneaking snake hand attacked Kimimaro. Faced with this move, Jun Ma Chuan directly cut off all of them with a wave of the bone held in both hands. And then accelerate again. If I can't kill you, then I'll chop you into a stick. Hidan's voice sounded, and the bloody March scythe slashed down heavily. However, Hidan's figure has not yet appeared, and Kimimaro directly kicked the rushing Hidan away. A sharp kick. Hidan bounced off like a cannonball. The puppet Orochimaru was directly bypassed by Kimimaro, and the bone blade in his hand pointed directly at the neck of the scorpion. It's a pity that the fourth Cage puppet behind him, directly controlling a large amount of gold dust, lay in ambush on the way Kimimaro rushed over. When Kimimaro approached, the gold dust rushed up, instantly enveloping Kimimaro. Scorpion smiled. Idiot, the puppet master is afraid of the enemy approaching, but because of this, the puppet master also pays attention to defense. Haven't you even seen such an obvious trap? Boom. The placer suddenly exploded, and Kimimaro looked up at the scorpion. Break free directly from the shackles of placer gold with strength. Scorpio was startled immediately. How is this possible, even a tailed beast? However, there seems to be some changes in Kimimaro's pupils at this moment. Curse Seal mode and Tailed Beast Chakra mode are enabled at the same time. Kimimaro's current state is just like Naruto's Kurama Sage mode. However, Kimimaro uses the magic seal to condense the Celestial Art Chakra. The power is much weaker than the real Sage mode, but even so, under the blessing of two forces, it is also enough for Kimimaro to break free from the shackles of gold dust directly with a tyrannical posture. Your puppet, you don't deserve to look like Lord Orochimaru. Kimimaro said coldly. When the voice fell, a white bone spur rose instantly. Defeat the puppets of 4th Cage Luosha and Orochimaru directly. Even the scorpion himself was pierced through the body by the bone spear rising from behind in an instant. Scorpion looked at Kimimaro in disbelief. How can it be? His two puppets were used to deal with Uchiha Sasuke, but now, even one of Uchiha Sasuke's subordinates, they easily kill themselves in seconds. It can't be. For long. The scorpion was instantly killed, although it was in the state of impure world reincarnation. But recovery still takes time. However, in Kimimaro, the bone spurs continued to penetrate the body of the scorpion, trapped him directly in the bone forest full of spikes. In this case, the scorpion has absolutely no way to recover. Although with a clear consciousness, he could only look at Kimimaro helplessly, and at the same time, Scorpion also had doubts about his own strength. Could it be that he is really so weak? Not only is it not Uchiha Sasuke's opponent, even Uchiha Sasuke's men are completely helpless. Fire style. Head hard. Boom. Suddenly, the flames swept towards Kimimaro and raged rapidly. Kimimaro narrowed his eyes slightly, raised his hand, and rows of bone spurs appeared, forming a wall of bones in front of him. The impact of the flames was completely unable to break through the defense of the bone wall. Really, one by one, your strength was not like this when you were alive on June 2nd. Kakuzu's voice sounded. The flame goes out. Scorpion was also rescued by Kakuzu. The recovered scorpion stared at Kimimaro. I didn't expect him to be so powerful. Speaking of which, Scorpion's expression became extremely complicated. If he can't deal with this guy, how can he deal with Uchiha Sasuke? But at this time, Sasuke, who is still in Atonin village, has just left the village and is approaching here quickly. The corners of the mouth rose slightly. Want to challenge me? A dead man snored. Sasuke felt that Scorpion's idea was a little too ridiculous. Does Scorpio think that he is still at the same level as before? The current Scorpion, not to mention defeating him, might even be weaker than him in puppetry. Innocent. But it's also a good time to try this new power. Raise your hand to make a seal. Although the release of lightning style Sasuke is completely unnecessary. But not seal is still necessary, at least very imposing. Lightning style, endless lightning pool. Beep. Sasuke, who was rushing towards the battlefield suddenly, stopped for a moment. And rushed straight into the sky. The thunder that swept from all directions gathered around Sasuke. The ultimate level of lightning style, the power of the endless thunder pool that is now erupting. But even more terrifying than before, it only took a few seconds to gather countless terrifying thunderbolts. However, Thunder and lightning raged, and easily destroyed a large forest around it. And the next second there was an astonishing thunder. Sasuke directly gathered these thunders in his hands in the blink of an eye. In the next second, a terrifying thunderbolt erupted directly from Sasuke's arm, heading straight into the sky. Instantly penetrates thick clouds. At the same time, Sasuke's eyes looked into the distance. At this moment, it is on the border of TNG country. People are preparing to siege Kimimaro. One person can't beat him, so let more people come. Speaking of Kakuzu, he turned his head and glanced at Ju beside him. Let him do it. This three tails doesn't look easy. If you continue to hide it, there may be other accidents if you drag it on. Hearing this, White Zetsu just nodded without answering. But soon, among the White Zetsu army, the wooden coffins carried by several White Zetsu officers slowly opened. Next second, people climbed out of the wooden coffin, one after another. And Kakashi and others who were at war with the White Zetsu army at the moment. Among the crowd watching White Zetsu's army, other ninjas appeared. That is, when Kakashi took a closer look, suddenly froze for a moment. That's Mist Shinobi's forehead protector. These are 7 ninja swordsmen. One of the figures was all too familiar to Kakashi. That is the Peachland will not be cut again. The 7 ninja swordsmen were revived. No, should they also be said to be impure world reincarnation? Damn. How many ninjas can the people of Akatsuki resurrect to participate in the battle? Damn it. Even the 7 ninja swordsmen of our Mist Shinobi were reincarnated by impure world. How did Konoha's forbidden technique get into the hands of the Akatsuki organization? Now Ao is very angry. She has developed such a forbidden technique, but it is not well guarded. This question should be Konoha's. Konoha is fully responsible for this. However, when Ching was talking, another figure suddenly appeared. Nagato is on his way. Nagato had a smile on his face at the moment. Asked Konan on the side. You said that when these Ninja United Army and Uchiha Sasuke see these people, I don't know how they will feel. Konan shook her head, she didn't know how they would feel. But if you were the person involved, I am afraid that you will not be able to react at all for a while. The ninjas who once made the history of the ninja world amazing. Basically it was pitched to impure world reincarnation. In this case, it is simply a nightmare, battlefield. A Kirigakure ninja suddenly fell to his knees. He looked at the person in front of him. The person's face, dress. Second generation. Second Mizukage-sama. His voice instantly resounded throughout the battlefield. At the same time, Ching tightly clenched her fists and looked at Kakashi beside her with an angry face. Kakashi was very helpless. There's nothing he can do about this kind of thing. It's not him who developed this forbidden technique. What's going on? Why am I here? Who are these people? Second Mizukage looked at everything around, White Zetsu, Akatsuki, and the Ninja 7. Of course not the 7 ninja swordsmen of his time. He felt very strange. Are you the 7 ninja swordsmen? Hearing this, the 7 ninja swordsmen were stunned for a moment. I never expected to see the former second Mizukage-sama. It's really too surprising. Second Mizukage looked at them with some disdain, so weak. This feeling, doesn't it feel like being alive, Konoha's forbidden technique? I didn't expect to be able to bring me back to this world. Kakuzu came up at this time. Second Mizukage, you were brought back by our Akatsuki organization Impure World Reincarnation, now lend us your power temporarily. Dawn? Second Mizukage wanted to ask, but suddenly felt uncontrollable and ready to act. Frowning, this feeling of being controlled by others, is really quite unpleasant. Kakuzu turned to look at Kimimaro in front of him. 3 Tails Jinchuriki, although you are very strong, you can perfectly control the tailed beast chakra, and you also have a powerful blood successor boundary like Dead Bone Pulse. But sorry. The enemy we have prepared for you, you cannot fight. As said, Kakuzu spread his hands, and the Ninja 7 and second Mizukage walked towards Kimimaro. And this time Kimimaro looked at the sky. No intention of answering Kakuzu at all. Beep, beep, beep. The faint roar of thunder is erupting above the clouds. And the sound made Kimimaro froze for a moment. Sasuke-sama still. Can't help but make a move? Hey. Brat, although I don't know who you are, but where are you looking? It's fine if you're controlled, even the person you're dealing with is distracted. Are you underestimating me, second Mizukage? Bang bang. Suddenly, a ray of light fell from the sky and instantly enveloped second Mizukage, and all the 7 ninja swordsmen. At this moment Kimimaro looked at the crowd surrounded by light. It's not that I underestimate you, it's just that it's no longer necessary to see you. The flashing razor is beating, and the deafening roar is at this moment exploding. Beep bang. Zzz. The constantly flickering thunder gathered into an incomparably huge beam of light. Falling straight down from the sky, it hit Second Mizukage and others below with great precision. In the flash of thunder and lightning, the momentum of the last second was like a rainbow, which made the entire ninja coalition army feel great pressure. The 7 members of Second Mizukage and Jonin Dao. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared in the roaring thunder. The dazzling light illuminates the entire battlefield. Kakashi and others' mouths were almost falling to the ground. This. What is this? The 2 Jonins Ching and Wangtu were also sweating profusely. No matter how good it was, there was thunder, and such a terrifying thunder fell, and even said that it just fell on their heads impartially. This is too strange. When the light faded away, what appeared before his eyes was a huge pit. Kakuzu stared blankly at the pothole in front of him, recalling the scene just now. He turned to look at Kimimaro. What did you do? When asked this question, Kimimaro smiled faintly. I didn't do anything. Did nothing? What happened to that lightning bolt just now? Even if it is a sudden thunder, it is impossible to hit such a thunder. And just hit Second Mizukage and 7 ninja swords? Just let them be killed once before they start to fight? This is absolutely impossible. At this time, Second Mizukage, who slowly recovered from the ashes and recondensed his body, is now full of fire. What was that bastard just now? Who did it to Lousy? Come out if you have the ability. The dignified Second Mizukage, it's okay to be killed by someone suddenly with one move, and even more dignifiedly. The sudden attack still fell from the sky, who can react to it? Come out if you have the ability. Get out of here, bastard. Second Mizukage, who seemed to be running amok, looked at the crowd of the United Ninja Army and roared frantically. In his opinion, the attack just now was definitely the work of these people. However, Kakashi and others looked at each other in blank dismay, although they had a ninja force of 50,000 people. But it is impossible for someone to unleash the level of attack just now. They are still very clear about the weight of the vanguard troops they lead. It should be someone else who made the move just now. And the person who made the shot is probably Uchiha Sasuke. Kakashi looked at Ao aside. Ching shook his head. Seeing this action, Kakashi was even more frightened. In Baiin's field of vision, there is no sign of Sasuke at all. The White Eye's visual range is within 1 kilometer. However, Sasuke was not found within 1 kilometer? Does this mean that Sasuke was cast a kilometer away? Such a distance. How could it be possible to control it so precisely? Let the attack hit the enemy so accurately, it is simply impossible. And what kind of technique can strike the enemy across such a distance? This is too amazing. Now, it wasn't just Kakashi at all who were surprised. Even Sasuke himself was very surprised. The original attack should have been released on the Scorpion. However, after seeing Second Mizukage, Sasuke wanted to try to fight Mizukage. Unexpectedly, the attack was really under control. There is still 1,000 kilometers away from the battlefield. However, Sasuke was able to control the attack from a very long distance. And it's so smooth. This gave Sasuke a new idea. Lei Kai is still lingering beside Sasuke. Looking up at the sky, the thundercloud gathered by the thunder just now has not dissipated, and now it will be easier to release the attack. Then give it a try. Sasuke had a smile on his face. He raised his hand and released another thunderbolt instantly. It's just that this thunderbolt is much weaker than the thunderbolt just now. But the thunder and lightning quickly sank into the cloud layer, and then passed through the condensed thunderclouds one after another. Immediately afterwards, it swept straight towards the distance. Second Mizukage, who was roaring on the battlefield, scolded a few words, but no one stood up if he could control his body. He really wanted to do it directly and force the person who made the shot out. However, when thinking about it, the roar of thunder and lightning sounded again. Suddenly Second Mizukage looked up to the sky. Crack. A black thunder fell directly, right between his brows. However, at this moment, Second Mizukage's eyes were filled with incomparable surprise. Black lightning style. Boom. Lightning strikes the ground. This time, it was just a small pothole. Second Mizukage, who dodged the attack, frowned. He couldn't figure it out. There didn't seem to be any chakra fluctuations in the direction of the Ninja United Army just now. However, this thunderbolt suddenly fell from the sky. It seems that the person who made the shot was not someone from the Ninja United Army. It's someone else. But the question is, where is the person doing it? To use this unimaginable way to attack him. While maintaining the heart net, Sasuke, who was attacking from the front, shook his head in anticipation. It didn't hit, the reaction was much faster. In this case, let's see how fast your reaction is. Saying that, Sasuke threw another ball of thunder. A series of black thunderbolts, legends in the fast thunderclouds. Raiden frantically gathered in Sasuke's hand, one more. Bigger. Bang bang. With a thunderbolt, it was avoided by second Mizukage. The next second Mizukage laughed. Interesting, although I don't know who you are or where you are, but you use this method to have sex with me. I've never encountered it before. Come here. Let's see what books you have. Beep. Suddenly, several thunderbolts fell at the same time, and second Mizukage's expression changed drastically. These thunderbolts actually blocked his escape route 95% of the time. Water style, water barrier. Thunder fell on the water curtain and was blocked by the current. The next second Mizukage jumps away. It's dangerous. I almost got hit again. Beep. Although the first hit was missed, the lightning that fell immediately afterwards seemed to have absolutely no intention of giving second Mizukage time to breathe. Everyone around was dumbfounded at this moment. What is this? Black lightning kept falling from the sky, splitting towards second Mizukage. Second Mizukage dodging constantly, fighting against an enemy who didn't show up at all. And isn't the black lightning Uchiha Sasuke's lightning style? Although Sasuke is not the only one who can use the black lightning style. But the first person the black lightning style conjures up is Uchiha Sasuke? Is this an attack by Uchiha Sasuke? Where is the other person? To fight against second Mizukage in this way. Ow, rolling eyes. No sign of Uchiha Sasuke. The ninjas of the combined army froze for a moment. Can't see it? Doesn't that mean that Sasuke is now likely to meet second Mizukage at a distance of 1 kilometer? Master Sasuke, right now, should have just left Atonin village. Atano village is at least 1,000 kilometers away. Kimimaro said lightly at this time. Thousands of kilometers? This, thousands of kilometers apart? The moment the thought occurred, Kakashi shook his head. Impossible. Although Sasuke's strength is very strong, it is not perverted to such a degree. Thousands of kilometers away, you need to know this distance, not to mention what kind of ninjutsu is needed to have such a long attack distance. It's just how to lock the enemy's position, it's already impossible. Secondly, across this long distance, releasing ninjutsu, the amount of chakra consumed by ninjutsu during the movement is an unimaginable astronomical figure. Not even 9 tails Jinchuriki. No. Even concentrating the power of all the Jinchuriki will definitely not be able to achieve this level. In addition, the distance is so far, the problem of locating the enemy, the limit release distance of ninjutsu, and the consumption of chakra. There are many problems, each of which is an unsolvable problem. How can anyone be able to do this kind of thing, even? Uchiha Sasuke is absolutely impossible. However, when Kakashi denied this idea in his mind. Beep. The black thunder erupted in the air, forming a huge thunder net, immediately enveloping second Mizukage in it. And Mizukage's reaction was also very quick, while dodging. Manipulates 2 water dragon bombs to draw these lightning bolts to the ground. Diffuse this wave of attacks. At this moment, second Mizukage also heard the voice of the Ninja United Army. An opponent. Thousands of miles away. I didn't expect there to be such an existence in the ninja world. Hey. Listen to me, you fellow, and answer me if you can hear me. Are you really thousands of miles away? If it is, you attack me with a bolt of lightning. In the next second, 3 black thunderbolts appeared from 3 different positions. Coming directly towards Mizukage below. There was a response almost instantly, which shocked second Mizukage. You can attack yourself with a shot from thousands of miles away, and you don't even know what the opponent looks like. Second Mizukage, who escaped the attack, also became cloudy. The Humane 7 were stunned. Can anyone really do this? It should be some special secret technique. It's impossible for a normal ninja's chakra to do such a thing, and the amount of chakra of the person who shot it is probably also extremely terrifying. While the others were discussing, Dao Di didn't cut him off, but suddenly thought of a figure. If it was that kid, he might be able to do such an incredible thing when he grows up. But it shouldn't be him. Yes, although I don't know how far you are from me, but at this distance, you can unleash this continuous powerful attack on me. You are already qualified to talk to me based on this alone. Come on. Come to me and show me what kind of patience you are. Second Mizukage spoke with a tone of admiration for Sasuke, but in fact it was just because he was completely passive and beaten. If you can't even touch the enemy, it's too cheap to be beaten blindly. So Second Mizukage wants to trick Sasuke into coming so he can kill Sasuke straight away. Although it is dead, although it is controlled by an inexplicable guy. But the militant Second Mizukage doesn't want to care about so much now, he just wants to deal with this tormenting guy hiding in the dark. Sasuke's response to this is, lightning-style operator Kilin. Beep. The Kilin condensed on the sky instantly swooped down. It opened its huge mouth and bit the Second Mizukage below fiercely. The speed was too fast, Second Mizukage had no power to resist at all, and was swallowed in the blink of an eye. The thunder that exploded once again hit the 7 ninja swordsmen, and this time they were already prepared to dodge. It was not killed. However, after the thunder, Second Mizukage's body recovered again. This is the second time that Second Mizukage has been insta-killed. Kakashi, Ching, and Wangtu of the United Ninja Army. My heart is already cold. The current Uchiha Sasuke can take down a former Mizukage without even showing his face. Second Mizukage is also one of the best in the history of Mizukage. He was actually killed twice in a row. If Sasuke were here, I don't know what kind of scary scene it would be. Can the 50,000 ninja troops in the vanguard really stop Uchiha Sasuke? Damn. 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 You bastard who hides his head and shows his tail, come out if you have the ability. Crazy, impotent, and furious Second Mizukage. The current appearance was captured by Sasuke's heartnet, and Sasuke found it very interesting to see him like this. The dignified Second Mizukage was so easily irritated. This is so much fun. But at this moment, Kakuzu looked at Second Mizukage, who was pushed to the ground and beaten violently, and he was really speechless. Is this the legendary Second Mizukage? It's too weak. Counting on him to catch the 3 tails Jinchuriki? Forget it. It might as well be more reliable for him to do it himself. Do it. You can't drag it any longer, just grab the 3 tails Jinchuriki, and you can ignore everything else. Kakuzu's order came. Hidan, who was still in the mound in the distance, crawled out, and at the same time, Deidara and Shie were also ready to attack. While Second Mizukage was being tortured by Sasuke, Kakuzu had started mobbing in Kimimaro's direction. Even the 7 ninja swordsmen unconsciously formed a siege, surrounding Kimimaro. The White Zetsu army is also gathering in the direction of Kimimaro. At this time, Kakashi and others suddenly discovered that most of the White Zetsu were heading towards Kimimaro. Only a small number of White Zetsu are still blocking them. Not good. 3 tails Jinchuriki will be surrounded by people from the Akatsuki organization. At this time, Second Mizukage also laughed wildly. Haha. You bastard, patronize me, don't you notice that your people are about to be trapped to death? Second Mizukage pointed to the sky and said, a look of victory. However, after he finished speaking this sentence from Sasuke, who was thousands of miles away, laughed. Stuck? The trapped person is not Kimimaro. 3 tails, although Uchiha Sasuke is very strong, but now he is beyond reach. You can't escape anymore. Kakuzu took the lead and slowly approached Kimimaro. At this moment, Kimimaro is surrounded by enemies in all directions, and it really seems that there is no way out. Kimimaro, however, counted the time. The ones who can't escape may be you. Boom boom boom. Suddenly the entire battlefield was shaking. A series of terrifying footsteps are sounding. Coming from all directions. Sasuke put away his lightning style and continued to throw it towards the battlefield. Idiot. Did you really think that Kimimaro appeared on the battlefield alone? This guy has been aiming to annihilate you from the very beginning. The reason why a person appeared is just to attract attention and let you relax your vigilance. There was billowing dust and smoke all around. The sound of neat footsteps came. Just listening to the roar of footsteps, Kakashi was already dazed. This kind of sound, the number of enemies. I'm afraid it's more than the number of our vanguard troops. Boom boom boom. As the roar became louder and louder, it meant that an unknown ninja force was getting closer and closer to them. Kimimaro looked at Kakuzu, whose expression had changed in front of him. Do you really think that I appear here alone to block all the enemies alone? Hearing this question, Kakuzu froze for a moment. Yes. It is simply unrealistic for one person to block a ninja army of tens of thousands of people. Kimimaro also doesn't look like Hidan's type of guy who does things on a whim and on a whim. This guy, appearing alone on the battlefield is just for attract attention. Kimimaro had a smile on his face. Slowly looking around. I said that I am the sharpest weapon in Master Sasuke's hands, but it doesn't mean that I can defeat all enemies for Master Sasuke. Instead, I can cut off all troublesome guys for Sasuke-sama. Suddenly the roar stopped. Now, whether it's Kakashi and others from the Ninja United Army, or the Kakuzu and White Zetsu Army from the Akatsuki organization. Looking at the figures gradually emerging from the smoke in front of them, they were all dumbfounded. Originally they were still thinking, Uchiha Sasuke has ninja troops? However, when these things really appear in front of your eyes, they are even more shocking than the ninja troops. This is completely a unit that shocked everyone's attention. Wood. All are wood. The dolls standing one by one are all flat. These wooden golem soldiers don't even have eyes. Every soldier seemed to be pierced by a black iron rod. Blend into it. And other than that, there's nothing special about it. Just a bunch of wooden golem. Why move? What kind of technique is this? What are they driven by? And what's even more frightening is that this amount completely makes Kakashi feel unbelievable. According to visual estimates, the number is more than twice that of the vanguard of the Ninja United Army. With such a terrifying number, even Kakashi was completely dumbfounded. Such a quantity, even if it is controlled by someone, is an extremely incredible thing. What kind of person can control thousands of poor people at the same time? Don't talk about fighting. Just controlling their movement is probably an extremely terrifying thing. However, such a thing actually happened in front of my eyes. Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke, is this also a technique you developed? Controlling wooden golem to form an army of 100,000, no one could have imagined such a thing before. Are we being surrounded? A ninja from the United Ninja Army asked with some doubts. And the companions around who looked frightened nodded. We are surrounded. In an instant, the ninjas of the United Ninja Army couldn't help but feel fear. Although these wooden golems don't seem to have any lethality, the sense of oppression brought by the large black area is also daunting. Plus they're just wooden golem, no emotion, even dead, it doesn't matter. However, the ninjas of the United Ninja Army are real people, and with such a number, it is absolutely impossible for them to have no casualties. Died at the hands of wooden golem. This is too embarrassing. What are you afraid of? It's just a bunch of wood, a random fire style can easily handle a large piece. Said a ninja came out from the crowd. With a confident look on his face, he made a hand seal. Watch me use fire style to burn all your wood. Boom. Flame spews out, although it is only the most basic sea-level fire style ninjutsu. But in his understanding, isn't it very easy for the flame to burn the wood? When the nearest wood-style soldier is burned by flames, it can even be said to be instantly swallowed by flames. Ha ha ha. See it? It doesn't take much effort to deal with these things. Speaking of this, the guy put his hands on his hips and laughed. Flames burned on the wood-style soldier. However, although the flame was burning, what he didn't notice was that it was only burning. Doesn't have any effect on wood-style soldiers. Hey. Be careful, you don't get too close to them. The ninjas in the rear noticed this situation, but the wood-style soldiers rushed out in the next second. The speed made these ninjas suddenly startled. Immediately afterwards, Wooden Golem punched. Although Wooden Golem didn't have fingers at all, it just had a round fist. But a punch bombarded on the chest of this ninja. In the next second, it sank directly, and the astonishing force directly knocked him several meters away. He hit the ground heavily and passed out directly. Seeing this scene, all the ninjas suddenly fought a cold war. These wooden golems have such power and completely ignore fire style's attacks? It is not accurate to say that it is ignored, it is not ignored, but because facing the attack of fire style, all the chakra received by wood style soldiers are converted into chakra of fire style attribute. Although these wooden golems cannot use ninjutsu, the chakra of any attribute can at least have a certain resistance to ninjutsu of this attribute. But if you face the ninjutsu attack of Wuha 8 Gate, then the shadow clones who are in charge of the control. But there is no way to deal with multiple situations at the same time, in other words, only one attribute of chakra can be selected and delivered to the trapped person. This can easily be destroyed. But now it's just an attack, so it's naturally easy to block. The oppressive feeling of the wooden golem soldiers became even stronger now, as these adults approached step by step. At this moment, on Shao Organization's side, White Zetsu's attack was also easily blocked by Wooden Golem. Instead, White Zetsu rushed to block Wooden Golem, and dozens of them were killed in an instant. Kakuzu looked at the wooden golem soldiers around him. How can it be? How can someone control this amount? Boom boom boom. Suddenly several consecutive roars sounded. In the crowd of wooden golem, several figures suddenly appeared. Is this the Ninja United Army? It doesn't look very good. Ghost Lantern Watermoon appears. Then Honglian, Chongwu, and others all appeared one after another. Shigego looked in Kimimaro's direction. Can we start now? Destroy all these people. Hearing this, the corners of Kimimaro's mouth rose slightly, of course. Although this is only a small part of the enemy, only by destroying them all can these people understand the greatness of Master Sasuke. The word all destroyed echoed across the battlefield. And all the ninjas of the United Ninja Army couldn't help but gasp. This guy actually came here to destroy them all, from the very beginning. As Kimimaro slowly smiled, but at this time, a strong killing intent surged up instantly. At this time, Kimimaro really broke out. At the moment of the shot, the first target was directed at Kakuzu. I heard that the combination of you and Hidan is called the Undead Duo. I want to see if you are really immortal today. Beep. One hand pierced directly into Kakuzu's body, instantly breaking a heart. Kakuzu looked at Kimimaro in shock. This speed, this strength, the three tails Jinchuriki in front of him seemed to be even stronger than himself in terms of combat power. Swish. In an instant, Kakuzu's body split into three parts, and a mass of black threads appeared. Like a tentacle monster, it flew towards the distance quickly, and at the same time opened the distance with Kimimaro. And at the same time, the roar resounded again. The surrounding wood-style soldiers were all dispatched, and for an ordinary Chunin, the speed of these wood-style soldiers was already very fast. However, most of the Ninja United Army are genin. Then there is no comparison at all. Coupled with the suppression of the number of wood-style soldiers, the United Ninja Army was a little flustered, and it was even on the verge of chaos. But at this moment the Jonins in the crowd make their move. Don't be afraid. These are just wooden golems without thinking ability, no matter what weird spells, to achieve this effect. They never had the flexibility of a human. They can be easily killed with a bit of tactics. That's a good thing to say. The two Jonin teamed up and easily blocked the attack of a wood-style soldier, and even solved a trapped person with a couple of moves. However, when they looked back happily, the fellow ninjas one after another faced the ruthless slaughter of wooden golem. Even if it's just a fist attack, an ordinary genin-level ninja can kill with one punch. Immediately lost the fighting power. But Chunin could barely resist a few times, and only ninjas at the Jonin level could defeat these wooden golems with their superb physical skills. From the beginning of the war, it showed a one-sided form. As for the Ninja United Army, it's okay. There are a lot of ninjas, and they can still fight back against these wooden golems. White Zetsu on the other side is not as good as wooden golem in terms of individual strength, nor is it as good as wooden golem in number. It was like harvesting wheat, day after day falling down. Absolutely no extra space. At this moment, the 7 ninja swordsmen did not attack Kimimaro, but turned around and rushed in the direction of the wooden golem soldiers. Snort. Is this for us to deal with these logs? Boring. It's just a group of useless logs, but it has become an insoluble existence? The 7 ninja swordsmen waved their ninja swords and rushed into the wood-style army, chopping down a large area in an instant. Although Sasuke's wood style has high hardness, there is still a difference compared to the blade. Rows of wood-style soldiers fell. It actually relieved the pressure on White Zetsu a lot. On the side of the Ninja United Army, Kakashi and others took action, and the form was gradually controlled, although it was still under siege. But elite Jonin's combat power can affect the direction of a battle. Lightning style, earth style, under the double explosion. With both hands, Kakashi and Wangtu cleared a large area of wood-style soldiers. The amount of these wooden golems, too many. I'm afraid I won't be able to clean it up in a while. Huang Tu said. Kakashi nodded, but don't worry, we have sent a message to the troops behind. As long as we persist until the reinforcements arrive, we will win. Hearing that the Lois has also ignited confidence, let's continue. Let these guys take a good look at what elite Jonin is capable of. Kakashi smiled and nodded. Just when the two were about to fight again, adding some momentum to the Ninja United Army. Sudden. 2 figures rushed out of the wooden golem crowd. Their speed is extremely fast, and their color is obviously different from that of ordinary adults. Bang bang. The sudden 2 attacks, Kakashi hastily raised his arms to block. The Lois on the other side is also defended with the earth-style rock fist technique. But in the next second, the two were repelled at the same time, and they slid backwards for 5 or 6 meters before slowly stopping. Raising his head again, Kakashi looked at the person in front of him in shock. Wearing a strange masked figure with the Uchiha clan crest engraved on it, wearing clothes similar to Orochimaru. The two don't have any breath, but they exude a strong chakra passivity. This is. Again who? Gently shaking his aching arm, Kakashi was secretly surprised by the strength of the opponent's fist just now. This is not at all like the power possessed by ordinary ninjas. At the same time, the 7 ninja swordsmen also faced 5 such weirdos. Naive, do you think you only have the elite? Chongo suddenly stopped attacking in the crowd of the Ninja United Army. Turn your head to look at Kakashi and Wangtu, who are facing off with 2 special wood-style clones. There are also elite-level combat forces in our army. And the real elites are not the 2 in front of you. Suddenly, the cold wind blew 10 terrible chills and swept over. In an instant, among the crowd of the United Ninja Army, ice appeared in the area where hundreds of people were located. Even hundreds of ninjas were all frozen into icemen. The ice crystals reflected a dazzling light, making many ninjas on the battlefield notice this place. An enemy in the center appears in the same strange costume, wearing the mask of the Uchiha clan's crest. And a terrifying coldness surged under his feet. Meanwhile, among the white Zetsu's troops is hot lava. Even a weirdo with black smoke billowing from his body. Ice. And lava. Ching stared at the 2 suddenly appearing monsters with wide eyes in disbelief. What the hell is this? It smells like a regular wooden golem, but somewhat different. What are the origins of these 2 people? Ice should have the power of ice escape, while the lava on the other side is obviously the effect of lava style. How could such a blood successor limit ninja appear in Uchiha Sasuke's army? And let's not talk about lava style, shouldn't the last blood successor limit ninja of ice done be by? How could there be a second person? The ninja who released the ice escape in an instant was squatting down slowly, with his 5 fingers gently placed on the ground. An astonishing chill was gathering on his body. Seeing this action, cold sweat broke out on his forehead. This trick is Ice Age? Not good. Everyone get away from that. However, it was too late to finish Ching's words, and the cold air swept across in an instant. Tens of thousands of ninjas around were instantly moved by the ice. The cold light swept across and froze instantly. The moment such a picture appeared, the remaining ninjas were instantly petrified. Sasuke, who was rushing to the battlefield at the moment, raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Ninja United Army, Akatsuki Organization, feel it, my army, billions. Wooden golem. And the special bloodline limit ninja? How can this be? In the large force of the Ninja United Army. 4th Raikage, as the commander-in-chief, is listening to the information from the contact ninja. All the information about what happened to the vanguard has been sent back. This surprised Raikage. Uchiha Sasuke actually controlled a puppet army of nearly 100,000 through some kind of secret technique. And also successfully suppressed the vanguard, and nothing but the basic wooden golem soldiers. He even has a strange blood follower limit ninja. And a group of subordinates with extremely powerful group skills. Where did these people come from? Ice escape. Didn't it mean that the last ninja who inherited this ability was Kirigakure's Shiro? How could there be a second existence like Chi-san-san? Mizukage can't answer Raikage's question. I don't know, but maybe it has something to do with the big snake. Regarding Orochimaru, it's no secret that human experiments are being conducted in secret. Shiro used to be with Sasuke, maybe Orochimaru experimented with Bai at that time. It is not impossible to create something strange with white blood. In addition to the boundary ninja of Bingdu, there is also lava style. Onoki's complexion was not very good either. Perhaps. Uchiha Sasuke's boundless ninjas are not just ice escape and lava style. Gaara also spoke. The large unit of the Ninja United Army is led by 4 shadows. Hokage Tsunade is responsible for guarding Konoha. After all, Konoha can be regarded as another main battlefield. People from the Akatsuki organization are likely to come to snatch the 9 Tails Jinchuriki, so Konoha village will be one of the main battlefields. It is impossible for Tsunade to leave it to others to guard at ease, so he can only come by himself. But actually Uzumaki Naruto is not in Konoha. No matter how Uchiha Sasuke and Orochimaru did it. The problem now is that once the vanguard troops are completely wiped out, the morale of the coalition forces will be dealt a heavy blow. You must know that just by gathering ninjas from the 5 major countries, there are already 250,000 ninja troops. Also add the 30,000 warriors from the Iron Kingdom. There are 280,000 troops and nearly 300,000 ninja houses. It would be too ridiculous if we still can't win the war. Although the vanguard would not be able to affect the combat power of the coalition army even if they were completely wiped out, it would have dealt too much a blow to morale. It is absolutely impossible for Uchiha Sasuke to succeed. So, it must be rushed there as soon as possible. I didn't expect Uchiha Sasuke to have such a killer weapon. A puppet army of 100,000 people, it is indeed heaven-defying. The 4 shadows present were all shocked in their hearts. But it was just a shock, they had already thoroughly experienced the power of Uchiha Sasuke last time. But this time, the 5 major countries came prepared. For Sasuke, they have made a perfect battle plan. Uchiha Sasuke is bound to be taken. At the same time, Three Tails Jinchuriki must also be controlled by the 5 powers. Raikage is angry with Sasuke that he can't let go. Tsuchikage Onogi also has a strong anger towards Sasuke. As for Mizukage Terumi Mei, it was because of seeing Three Tails Jinchuriki, Kimimara's submerged experience. If Kimimaro can be allowed to return to Kirigakure, then Mist Shinobi's strength will surpass other ninja villages in one fell swoop and be at the top of the ninja world. Shiro, Chojuro, these 2 already have the potential of Mizukage. With the addition of a Three Tails Jinchuriki Kimimaro, it goes without saying that Chongyun village is powerful. As for Kazekage Gaara, having already died once, he naturally wants to defeat Sasuke once. All 4 of them made up their minds to attack Sasuke. Tsunade's objection alone is useless, so on the one hand, in order to protect Konoha, on the other hand, Tsunade can only express his dissatisfaction with Gokage's decision in this way. Since Sasuke showed his cards at the beginning, let this guy feel it. The power of the Ninja United Army. We rush to the battlefield as soon as possible, because the troops can start. As Raikage spoke, the other 3 also nodded. In the large unit of the Ninja United Army, a group of ninjas wearing black forehead protectors received orders from the 4th Raikage. Immediately began to act. Number of people, 1,000. Each of these black forehead protector ninjas looks extraordinary. These are ninjas who have been carefully selected during this period and have undergone special training from Shadow. Although the special training did not improve the strength of these ninjas much. But for the elite team of thousands of people trained by Sasuke, it is the trump card of Sashifu Sasuke in this war. With this 1,000 people, Raikage believes that even if Sasuke does not die, he will have to shed his skin. It's time for him to take revenge. Let's go. Let's support the vanguard. The others try to speed up as much as possible, rush to the battlefield as early as possible, and wipe out Uchiha Sasuke's army. The roar of the 4th Raikage sounded. At this moment, all the ninjas in the combined ninja army cheered up. Uchiha Sasuke's army? Does he have an army? Even if the ninjas from Yinan village are dispatched, there are only a few thousand people, so there is no need for such a labor force. There are 50,000 troops in the vanguard and 150,000 troops in the main army, and there are already 200,000 troops. The remaining 50,000 ninjas remained in Konoha village. At the same time, 30,000 warriors were also in the main force. To deal with Uchiha Sasuke, although he is very light, is it really necessary to dispatch so many people? Although many ninjas don't understand, Seeing's orders must be carried out. Seeing sighing leaving with a team of thousands of elite ninjas, the rest of the ninjas could only sigh. In order to deal with one person, half of the ninja world was mobilized. I am afraid that this incident will be permanently recorded in the history of the ninja world. And the name Uchi 5.5 Wave Sasuke, no matter what, it can be said that it will never be forgotten by the ninja world. Sasuke, who is on the road at this moment, has passed 500 or 600 kilometers. But suddenly Sasuke stopped for a moment. His face was slightly gloomy. Did not expect to be dispatched so soon. Is this trying to capture Kimimaro as fast as possible? So that I can't react. Uzumaki Nagato, can't you see that this is a trap? Or is it that you know it's a trap, but you also want to take a gamble? Sasuke smiled and continued to accelerate towards the battlefield. On the battlefield at this moment, the figures of 6 paths suddenly appeared, and their appearance directly made the entire battlefield quiet down suddenly. Kakashi looked at the black-robed Red Cloud, and Purple Eyes. The leader of the Akatsuki, 6 paths, Pain. 6 paths Pen who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. There were no symptoms at all before, moment. It's like teleporting. Kakashi is completely stunned. What is this teleportation space-type ability? Before anyhow, there will be a little movement before it appears. Things like space textures. But now this is. What's going on? Why did it suddenly appear directly? Leader. Kakuzu's face was a bit ugly, and the sudden appearance of Six Paths Pain meant that he failed to complete his appointment as a doctor. Otherwise Pen wouldn't. Tiando Pain cast a glance at him. Sure enough. You are still too weak, all. Hearing this, Kakuzu lowered his head helplessly, grabbed a heart at random, and reassembled into a complete body. Leave the rest to me. I'm going to catch the 3 tails Jinchuriki as soon as possible, and then deal with the 9 tails. You guys are responsible for blocking those puppets, and the United Ninja Army. Saying Six Paths, Pain walked towards Kimimaro. At this moment, Zhongwu, Shueui, and Honglian in the crowd approached Kimimaro one after another. How could it be possible for you to take Kimimaro away so easily? Don't think that you are the only ones with companions. Zhongwu said. Standing beside Kimimaro, he has the Sage transformation mode fully turned on, and the celestial chakra released a strong wave. Second Mizukage looked at Six Paths Pain who suddenly appeared. That just now. Could it be Second Hokage's Flying Thunder God? Is this the organization that summoned me? It's not very easy to deal with. The little devils in the ninja world seem to be in big trouble. Also known as Second Generation, Mizukage is also well aware of Hokage's second generation item, Senju Tobarama. Although not as good as his big brother, Senju Hashirama has such a huge deterrent to the ninja world. But in terms of talent, he is not inferior to his elder brother, as the developer of many forbidden techniques. Senju Tobarama's talent is beyond doubt, and the same strength is also absolutely tough. If it hadn't been consumed too much physical strength, in order to cover the escape of outstanding juniors, coupled with the age problem, Second Hokage might continue to threaten the entire ninja world. Although Mizukage wants to test the power of this Six Paths Pain himself. But he was controlled by impure world reincarnation, so now he can only helplessly turn around and approach the direction of the Ninja United Army. It seems that his next opponent is the ninja of the Ninja United Army. On the other side, the opponent of the 7 ninja swordsmen is Sasuke's Wood-style army. Even Kakuzu and others have to turn their heads to deal with the Wood-style army. After all, one has Lava Style, the other has Ice Escape, and 2 powerful blood successor limit ninjas appeared. The threat to the White Zetsu army is also great. Even 20,000 White Zetsu can't just give up. The presence of Six Paths Pain suddenly made all the difference. Kimimaro looked at Six Paths Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki organization. No stranger to Kimimaro, he also wanted to fight this guy for a long time. If it can be severely injured, it can also reduce the burden of Sasuke-sama. Raise the 2 bone blades to instantly synthesize a longer bone knife. Simultaneously, Kimimaro yanked his entire spine out from behind. Seeing the huge bone-toothed blades lined up section by section, Kimimaro also became serious. After all, the opponent is Six Paths Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki organization. Feel the breath of Kimimaro. Nagato was indeed a little surprised. Tailed Beast Chakra's breath plus Shienju Chakra? I didn't expect that you, like Konoha's 9 tails Jinchuriki, have mastered such a calendar. But it's a pity that you met the current me, otherwise you might still have hope of winning. It was judged not to win before it even started. Kimimaro curled his lips lightly. Do you think you are sure to win? He's not alone. Shueui, Chongwu, and Honglian also stood up, and their momentum was also not weak. However, Nagato smiled. Even if you were together, it doesn't matter, for me now, everyone is the same. As he said that, Shiradao Pain directly took the lead in dispatching. Before Kimimaro could make a move, Chongo directly ejected a large amount of celestial chakra as the driving force. Then he directly took the lead and said, "Leave this to me." Boom. Punch. Chongwu and Shiradopain collided together, and the powerful impact directly caused the surrounding ground to crack instantly. In an instant, countless stones rose directly from the ground, but at almost the same time, they were caught in the blast wave of the blast. These stones were crushed instantly. The strong shock wave spread out, feeling the astonishing fluctuations contained in the airwaves. Nagato also nodded slightly. The strength is not bad. To be able to block the current power of Shiradao, this guy is quite strong. At this moment, Kakuzu and others looked back at the movement that broke out here. The eyes of several people are full of shock. What a terrible force. Can that guy actually fight against the leader Pain? However, Zhongwu's strength is good, but Shueui and Honglian are much worse. Human Dao Pain started, Ten Shitu easily suppressed the two of them. Nagato shook his head. It seems that there is only one guy who is worth looking forward to. Saying that, Pain turned to look at Kimimaro. Now show me the power of Three Tails Jinchuriki. I think so too. Beep. Taking a sudden step forward, the gravel splashed, and shocking ripples emerged from under his feet instantly. Kimimaro rushed forward suddenly, with the two bone blades in his hands, slashed straight towards Tiando Pain. However, before hitting Tien Dao Pain, the two bulls from the beast Dao Pain summoning rushed out directly. Kimimaro frowned, and slashed a summoning beast away. The landing accelerated again, and the red chakra that exploded on his body instantly turned into a huge arm, grabbing in the direction of Tiando Pain. Amazing power. The amount of chakra is also very scary. The perfect Jinchuriki, with the addition of Sage Mode, and the blessing of Blood Successor Limit Boundary Dead Bone Pulse, the strength is amazing. And that's all. Tiando Pain raised his hand. Your strength is very good, but to me, it's still not enough. Leave the tail beast in your body to me, God Luo Tianzhong. Kimimaro in the air was instantly knocked into the air by a powerful force, and even the hand of chakra released by him dissipated instantly. And at the moment Kimimaro was bounced, Kido had already made a move. It fell directly from the sky, and stomped straight on Kimimaro, who landed on the ground. Kick. Bang bang. The powerful force that erupted in an instant caused the surrounding ground to crack instantly. The terrifying power made the ninjas who witnessed this scene feel a chill down their backs. Under this kind of impact, I am afraid that normal people have already become a mass of meat. Even Jinchuriki may not be able to bear it, but for Kimimaro, Kido's heavy blow is surprisingly powerful. But as the owner of Dead Bone Pulse, how could he be killed so easily? Although he had been smashed into the ground, Kimimaro burst into chakra in an instant, and a large number of spikes grew out of his back. Emerging in an instant, the speed of hungry Kido is relatively fast. Only then was he able to avoid Kimimaro's attack, and Kimimaro got up and looked at Tiando Pain in the distance. Your power, for me, is no longer a threat. At the moment when Tiando Pain was speaking, Chongo's voice sounded. Kimimaro. Be careful. Suddenly a laser shot from the right side rapidly. Almost the moment Shigego called Kimimaro, the laser directly hit Kimimaro's shoulder. Directly let half of the arm lose consciousness instantly. The purple laser was so powerful that Kimimaro fell into a state of trance for a moment. This is what weapon Shira Dao is not about transforming people, but about being able to summon all kinds of weapons of war. Things like laser cannons are not a problem for Shira Dao at all. Chong Wu wanted to block Shira Dao's attack, but the moment he punched out, Shira Dao turned his head and locked his eyes on him instantly. Kicking Chongwu lost his balance, and then a black stick directly pierced Chongwu's entire arm. Severe pain came, and chakra on Chongwu's body became disordered immediately after being disturbed. Beep. Immediately afterwards, he was directly kicked away by Shira Dao. Turning his head and removing his hands, strange missiles were fired directly at Kimimaro. Whoosh whoosh. A barrage of missiles were fired, hitting Kimimaro directly and quickly. But 1 second before being hit by the missile, the bone wall opened. Boom boom boom. The aftermath of flames from the explosion could not engulf Kimimaro. Blocked. Beep. In the next second, Ji Yu Chang was violently blasted away, and Shira Dao directly broke through Kimimaro's defense, like lightning, and punched Kimimaro directly in the abdomen. Even with tailed beast chakra bodyguard, immortal chakra. This blow also made Kimimaro spit out a mouthful of stomach acid. Even the bone layer with dead bone pulse couldn't defend against the blow, and Kimimaro's body flew upside down for an instant. He looked at Shira Dao Pain in surprise. How is it possible? This guy broke through my defense easily. What a powerful attack. What kind of monster is this guy? Do you understand now? You and I are not at the same level anymore? Now you are like an ant to me. Universal pull. Kimimaro, who hadn't landed yet, was directly pulled over by Tiando Pain. For a split second, two opposing forces acted on Kimimaro. Click. Under this kind of pressure, the bones shattered directly. Turned into pieces of bone fragments. Kimimaro was extremely shocked. His bones are now comparable to steel. However, this guy actually crushed his bones so easily. Being pulled towards Tendo Pain, at the same time Kido Pain was also ready to attack. The moment Kimimaro was pulled in front of him, he punched him. Straight to the forehead. Beep. Kimimaro fell heavily to the ground. The dust spread instantly. An astonishing roar sounded, and in the direction of the Ninja United Army, countless ninjas were stunned, as if they had seen a ghost. These ordinary ninjas, when they first stepped onto the battlefield, had they ever seen such a terrifying battle? Every blow has earth-shattering power. It's just a simple physical attack, it's already so terrifying. Wouldn't it be even more terrifying if other forces erupted again? The ninjas swallowed silently. And Kimimaro was lying on the ground, relying on the chakra of 3 tails and the super self-healing ability of Dead Bone Pulse, recovering rapidly. But just woke up. Hungry Keto Pain thrust a black rod straight into Kimimaro's body. The recovery speed of the injury is like stepping on a sudden brake. Almost instantaneously tends to stop. Kimimaro, who was struggling to get up, was also pierced by the black rod on the other side and nailed to the ground in the next second. This is the difference in strength. Even you, the tailed beast Jinchuriki, are still no match for me. Now Tiondo Pain walked slowly towards Kimimaro. And the other pain around him also slowly gathered. Shueui and Honglian, who are also lying on the ground now, shot to deal with their human Dao Pain, and smiled contemptuously. For these subordinates of Sasuke, Nagato now feels very disdainful. Too weak. 6 Paths Pain stood around Kimimaro. 3 Tails Capture. Done. In an instant, the 3 elite Jonin, Kakashi, Ching, and Wangtu, felt like a bomb exploded in their minds. How long is this? Kimimaro was solved so easily. The fighting power that Kimimaro showed before is not weaker than that of a cage-level ninja, or even worse. But even in this case, the leader of the Akatsuki organization easily solved Kimimaro with such a domineering attitude. It's just incredible. What are they going to do next? Could it be that they just watched Akatsuki take 3 tails away? No. Absolutely not. Can the deterrent transformation succeed with their power? Kakashi gritted his teeth fiercely. It seems that he can only use the Sharingan left by Obito. However, at this moment, the sudden burst of red chakra made Kimimaro get up from the ground directly. The black stick on his body was also pulled out. Kimimaro, surging with tailed beast chakra, glared at 6 Paths Pain. I won't lose to you so easily. As Master Sasuke's sharpest weapon, how could it stop here? Waves of chakra rippled out. The red chakra formed substantial ripples and slowly swept away, and at this moment Kimimaro's eyes burst into blood. Suddenly the back exploded, and the white bones appeared like octopus spider legs, and then the tailed beast bomb appeared on Kimimaro's back. Use these bones as a barrier, and at the same time assist tailed beast bomb to coagulate. This is the first time Nagato has seen it. Feel Kimimaro's chakra fluctuations that swell several times in an instant. Nagato still smiled and shook his head. Although tailed beast bomb's power is strong, it's still nothing to me. Aren't you going to give up yet? 3 Tails Jinchuriki. Give up? Kimimaro smiled with his mouth parted. Catch my tailed beast bomb first. All the chakra was poured into it. Kimimaro fell down suddenly, and the tailed beast bomb was already brewing in the bones. Next second, boom, tailed beast bomb erupts. Seeing the dazzling light from the tailed beast bomb, Kakashi was speechless. Isn't he afraid of hitting himself when he launches the tailed beast bomb at such a close distance? Needless to say, the power of the tailed beast bomb is the ultimate power that can easily destroy a village. Everyone, quickly deploy defenses to prevent the impact of the tailed beast bomb. While Kakashi was roaring, Hungry Keto Pen stands in the way of all pens. Nagato. Let's stop here. 3 Tails Jinchuriki, coincidentally. Sealing technique printing. Suddenly the tailed beast bomb erupted at close range. The astonishing fluctuations that should be sent out swept away in an instant, and the backflow of air was absorbed and gathered together in an instant. However, the instant the tailed beast bomb was launched, it swept out again. For a split second, everyone felt their bodies retreat suddenly, and then they felt a stronger thrust. Push everyone out. This feeling is only for a moment, and it disappears in an instant. And at this moment, the tailed beast bomb was launched, sweeping towards 6 Paths Pain directly. Hungry Keto Pain directly opened his hands. The impact of the tailed beast bomb was still accelerating, and it stopped directly in front of the Hungry Keto. However, tailed beast bomb's energy fluctuations are secondary. The most important thing is that the impact force was also removed by the Hungry Keto. For a moment, a red light burst out from his body. However, in just an instant, the hungry Kido slipped back less than 2 meters, stopped and continued to absorb the energy mole of the tailed beast bomb crazily. Kimimaro stared wide-eyed, looking at the energy in front of him, which was like a black hole, continuously spreading and devouring the tailed beast bomb. In a few breaths, he concentrates all the tailed beast bombs that chakra erupts. Disappeared. The dazzling light of is gone. The terrifying roar stopped. All eyes were on Kido at this moment. Pain 6 Paths, the leader of the Akatsuki organization, blocked the tailed beast bomb. The entire battlefield suddenly seemed to quiet down. The wind blew across the desolate ground, rolling up the yellow sand and sweeping it continuously. And at this moment, everyone in the entire battlefield seemed to be frozen. They looked at 6 Paths Pen, the 6 people in front of me. The leaders of the Akatsuki organization, their fighting power is strong, this is known before. After all, there are not many people who can draw with Sasuke, although the battle between him and Sasuke has not officially started. It may be amazing enough to be able to block Sasuke's normal attack. Even the 5 cages might not be able to easily block Sasuke's attack now. The leader of the Akatsuki organization, what are the origins of these 5 people around him? Blocked, that's the tailed beast bomb. It was directly obliterated by that fat-looking guy? What was that thing just now? The white light curtain seems to be swallowing the tailed beast bomb. Devour? Ching frowned in the crowd. Devouring? How does this feel like? It is somewhat similar to the ability that Mizukage-sama described Uchiha Sasuke possessed to absorb chakra. Could it be that the ability just now is the ability to absorb chakra? It should not be wrong. Tailed beast bomb is just a collection of chakra. The leader of the Akatsuki organization, this guy under him, can absorb chakra? And it absorbs incredibly fast, even the tailed beast bomb is absorbed instantly. Doesn't this mean that ninjutsu attacks are completely useless against the leader of the Akatsuki organization? Unless this guy is killed? Is it possible? Even Kimimaro can easily suppress the powerful combat powers shown by the group of 6 in front of them. Even let the opponent have no resistance at all in their hands. Under such circumstances, it is not an easy task to kill one of them. It's over. Tiando Pain's voice slowly rose. Nagato is now feeling the new power, the boost effect brought by it. The chakra of the tailed beast not only allowed the volume of Nagato chakra to explode. At the same time, the power of the chakra of the tailed beast far exceeds that of the normal chakra. What's even more surprising is that chakra, the tailed beast, seems to have some kind of strengthening effect on Rinnegan. And let him reduce the load on Rinnegan a lot. Tailed beasts seem to have some sort of weird connection to Rinnegan. But none of this matters, and it doesn't matter why there is such a change. The important thing is that he is stronger now. Not only is 3 Tails Jinchuriki Kimimaro, the perfect Jinchuriki, easily caught. There is also enough confidence to face Uchiha Sasuke Nagato. Beep. Suddenly Dao Pain in the world and Shira Dao Pain started at the same time. The weak Kimimaro was directly pushed to the ground, and at the same time, the black stick was inserted into Kimimaro's back almost instantly. Under the interference of dozens of black sticks, even if Kimimaro recovers completely, he will not be able to break free from 6 Paths Pain's control as before. 3 Tails. Captured, done, and just as Tiando Pain was talking. Kamui. The space began to distort in an instant. Nagato froze for a moment. Tiando Pain immediately moved away at an extremely astonishing speed. The distorted space in the next second directly swallowed the place where he was standing just now. A sense of danger struck, and Tiando Pain, who had stabilized his figure, slowly raised his head under Nagato's control. Look in Kakashi's direction. At this moment, Kakashi clutched Mangekyo Sharingan, knelt on one knee, panting heavily. The power of Mangekyo Sharingan is really not so easy to control. Oh, what a surprise, people who are not from the Uchiha clan can actually master the power of Mangekyo Sharingan. Ninja of Konoha, Hitaki Kakashi, it seems that you are indeed very talented. But, if you disturb me at this time, do you know the consequences? Speaking of heaven, Pain slowly raised his hand. Universal pull. Kakashi's body was directly attracted and flew in the direction of Tendo Pain. And at this moment, because Cassie secretly thought it was bad, the body flew towards the enemy uncontrollably, and the body itself was very uncomfortable due to the sequelae of using Mangekyo Sharingan. Being suppressed by universal pull again, it is even more impossible to move now. Hateful. Kakashi gritted his teeth, there was no other way to resist. But this moment, Kakashi raised his head and looked at the lightning that shuttled through the thunderclouds in the sky. Kakashi? Huang Tu and Ching wanted to make a move, but they had no time to say anything, and they didn't know what to do. I can only watch Kakashi fly into the enemy's hands anxiously. Shooting a black stick out of the palm of his left hand, Tendo Pain looked at Kakashi approaching. Die. He raised his black stick and directly stabbed Kakashi's heart fiercely. It's over. Konoha's ninjas couldn't bear to see the next scene, and lowered their heads one after another. Both Ching and Wangtu also closed their eyes. Even though the huge ninja united army has 50,000 ninjas, there is nothing they can do about this moment. He could only close his eyes helplessly, crackling. Zzz. Suddenly a thunder roar exploded. Black thunder is raging. The huge black thunder pillar fell directly, and landed in front of Tendo Pain. The black stick in his hand was instantly destroyed by the black thunder. Tendo Pain's eyes expanded rapidly. Finally. Has it come? It has become much stronger, Mr. Nagato. Black thunder. The moment the black thunder appeared, because there were too many black thunders gathered. Instead, it produced a dazzling white light. It's just that there were black thunder beating on the outside. On the contrary, the center of the thunder pillar is an incomparably dazzling white light. In today's ninja, the black thunder represents a person. The black lightning of the ninja world, Uchiha Sasuke. Known as the most talented existence in the ninja world. And accompanied by a cold voice, the thunder that roared at this instant seemed to be suppressed suddenly. It can even be said that the thunder disappeared. All the ninjas suddenly raised their heads. At this moment, Chongwu, Honglian, and Shueui all smiled. Bang bang. Two dull impact sounds sounded. Renren Dao Pain, Shura Dao Pain, was blown out by something at the same time. And a figure covered with black thunder appeared beside Kimimaro. Beep. Kakashi, who lost his universal pull sriracha, also fell straight from midair. Fortunately, the black thunder pillar disappeared at the critical moment. Otherwise, Kakashi might be carried in because of inertia. Kakashi lying on the ground, Gulu swallowed his saliva. Looking at the extremely dark and huge black pothole in front of him. This is the damage caused by Lei Zhu just now. A hole with a diameter of about 10 meters was blasted out. Lightning style emphasizes penetrating power, but fire style is the most destructive. But only relying on lightning style can explode this level of destructive power, and only that monster in the entire ninja world can do it. Uchiha Sasuke. Looking up, Kakashi looked at Sasuke, who was beside Kimimaro in the distance. The black thunder disappeared from Sasuke's body bit by bit. Sasuke squatted down slowly, and sent out the black sticks on Kimimaro's body one by one. Kimimaro's face was a bit ugly. Sorry, Master Sasuke, I failed to defeat the enemy. He's Uzumaki Nagato, with Rinnegan, it's normal that you're no match. It's all right. Kimimaro nodded. Standing up slowly, although a little weak, but relying on the recovery effect brought by Dead Bone Pulse and Tailed Beast Chakra. It won't take long for Kimimaro to fully recover. Leave it to me next. Sasuke turned around slowly, looking at Pain's 6 paths who had regrouped behind him. The 6 of them stood together, and their aura was even more domineering than what they had seen during the last 5 cages meeting. There was a wave that seemed somewhat familiar to him. Sasuke frowned. While he was looking at Pen's 6 paths, Nagato was also watching Sasuke. It's amazing. Compared to the last meeting, it seems that the breath is much thicker, and the chakra fluctuations on the body seem to become more turbulent. This feeling is like facing a vast ocean, and the eyes of the sun seem to have no end in sight. What a terrifying amount of chakra. Is it an illusion? Nagato began to suspect that he was now 8 Tails Jinchuriki, not only because of this increased the amount of terrifying chakra. Even the burden on Rinnegan was lessened due to chakra the tailed beast. For Nagato, the strength improvement is not a little bit. But facing Sasuke, there is still an indescribably strong sense of oppression. This feeling was even stronger than last time. Impossible, he has obviously become stronger. Becoming 8 Tails Jinchuriki should be said to be greatly enhanced. Even if Sasuke becomes stronger, it is impossible to make the sense of oppression Sasuke brings to him stronger. What on earth is it? Black thunder. A ninja who can unleash black lightning. When Nagato was feeling confused and afraid, suddenly, among the crowd of white Zetsu, second Hokage's voice sounded. Are you the ninja who fought me just now? I didn't expect it to be such a young kid ninja. What a marvel. What's your name? The voice of second Mizukage made the atmosphere of the quiet battlefield suddenly become strange. The 7 ninjas looked at the ninjas in front of them. They seemed to be afraid? They obviously didn't have such emotions before, but suddenly they seemed to have seen something terrifying. Although they didn't retreat, the fear in their eyes couldn't be hidden from their eyes. Among the group of 7, Zabuchi stared at Sasuke. Although the appearance has changed, but this momentum, this look, can't be wrong. This guy is Uchiha Sasuke. Looking at Uchiha Sasuke who has grown up, I feel Sasuke's frightening and terrifying aura. The prestige of one person seems to have shocked the entire Ninja United Army. A combined ninja army of 50,000 people will be frightened by Sasuke alone. This is really unbelievably scary. Reminds me of the time I played against Sasuke. Compared with now. The sky is different, because of that person. It's just that it just appeared, and it directly shocked 50,000 people. What's the origin of this guy? Who is he? A rising star? A ninja from which village? All the 7 ninja swordsmen are very curious about Sasuke. And this time Sasuke looked at second Mizukage. Uchiha. Sasuke. Uchiha? Just these 3 words made second Mizukage's face more serious. In his era, as long as ninjas were ninjas, they could almost be said to have grown up listening to the legend of that Uchiha man. Now, another Uchiha. And it seems that this Uchiha is not much better than that man. Do monsters always appear in Uchiha? Damn it, I really want to fight against you and see how different you are, Uchiha. Second Mizukage said with some regret, but the next second Nagato laughed. Tendo Pain raised his hand. You are allowed to fight Uchiha Sasuke. Hearing this, second Mizukage felt as if his body could be controlled by himself. However, in the next second, he wanted to attack Kakuzu beside him, but his body didn't respond. Is it restricted that I can only act freely on that Uchiha? The control power has been strengthened to such an extent, this should be impossible for second Hokage. Although there is no way to solve these guys who dominate themselves like puppets. But it seems to be pretty good to be able to play against Uchiha Sasuke who suddenly appeared. Boy Uchiha. Your black lightning style is very unique. I never thought that a ninja who inherited the limit of blood can have such an attainment in lightning style. Although I'm helpless, it seems that now is not the best time to fight you, but I'm sorry. Being controlled, I can only be forced to fight you. Unexpectedly, second Mizukage seems to be a little worried about himself. Just when Sasuke was about to say something, suddenly second Mizukage launched the body flicker technique directly. The body flickered rapidly, and in just one breath, he crossed a distance of nearly 100 meters and rushed in front of Sasuke. As expected of Mizukage who came out of the war. Just this body flicker technique alone is not easy. But in Sasuke's eyes. Too slow. Towel. Boy. Is the reaction so slow? Mizukage who rushed in front of Sasuke seemed to think that Sasuke hadn't reacted at all. Kindly remind me. However, in the next second, his fist was firmly grasped. Sasuke lightly clasped Mizukage's wrist with one hand. He really didn't see Sasuke's movements clearly during the whole process. At the same time, Sasuke's body didn't even shake at all. Second Mizukage felt the terrifying power from his arm, crushing him directly and violently. Made second Mizukage stunned for a moment. He didn't expect a Grandmaster Lightning-style ninja to have such a terrifying force area. Physically, it doesn't look weak either. It's so fast. It seems that I am the one who can't react. Although he said so, second Mizukage instantly compared his hand to a pistol. Water style, water iron cannon technique. Sasuke looked at second Mizukage indifferently. Bang. The water droplets burst out instantly, and Sasuke just tilted his head slightly at this moment. He easily dodged the attack. The strong wind generated by the explosion of water droplets gently blows Sasuke's hair. Sasuke's expression remained unchanged. The sound of the system sounds. Open black lens bracket analysis completed. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for mastering water style, water iron cannon technique. Close black lens bracket. Moment. I have completed the copying of ninjutsu. If people know about it, I am afraid they will be scared to death. Sasuke Rinnegan is covered by hair, even if the current Sasuke does not deliberately want to copy a certain technique. With Sasuke's reincarnation Sharingan's pupil power, plus Sasuke's control over the 5 escapes nature transformation. It is too simple to reproduce this single escape technique. Water style, water iron cannon technique, the only thing that can be called a mystery is that It needs to borrow water-style hydration technique. Because the water flows at a high speed in the body, the circulation in the body is used to accelerate the water droplets. Then shoot it out through your fingertips. In this way, just a drop of water can have amazing power. But the hydration technique is a secret technique of the ghost lamp family. So even if the principle of this technique is not very difficult, there is no way for ordinary ninjas to master it. Avoid it? Mizukage froze for a moment. At such a short distance, he couldn't dodge the water iron cannon technique. This kid's insight is amazing. Boom. Suddenly Sasuke's fist went straight through second Mizukage's body. At the same time, the hit part passively turns into a stream of water. Second Mizukage's body had already reacted to being hit, and he only reacted at this time. Sasuke actually attacked? He didn't see Sasuke's attack at all. #FR. Open black lens bracket analysis completed. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for mastering the secret art, water style, hydration technique. Close black lens bracket. Although it is a secret technique, it is not a blood succession limit. It is not a problem for Sasuke to copy a technique of this level. Letting go, Sasuke second Mizukage triumphantly escaped. Then he stood still and looked at second Mizukage who was pulling away. It's so amazing that I can't see your movements at all. Obviously Uchiha's ninja, but his physical skills are so strong, and his lightning style is also incomparable. Boy. You are nothing short of a monster. By the way, why don't you use Sharingan? Could it be that as a ninja of the Uchiha clan, your talents are above these, but you don't have the talent of Sharingan? Hearing this, the ninjas present couldn't help but want to say something. This one, at the tender age of 12, had directly activated the Mangekyo Sharingan, and in a more obscure way. Got Rinnegan directly. The talent in the blood succession boundary is truly terrifying. Compared to others, it seems not worth mentioning. I use it when I need it. Second Mizukage, think about how to deal with me first. Cut. The stinky brat actually dared to underestimate him. But the other party does have the qualifications to underestimate him. After all, second Mizukage has never encountered such a pervert in physical skills. Even a monster like this in the war years is definitely a nightmare for ninjas. Continuing to fight in close quarters would be an embarrassment. And using water style, this kid is a ninja with thunder attribute. Second Mizukage looked at Six Paths Pain who had no intention of helping. It seems that this guy wants to use him to test Sasuke's strength. But even though he knew that the other party had this intention, second Mizukage didn't intend to keep it. It is rare to meet a powerful ninja, and second Mizukage also wants to have a try. How does the modern ninja compare with his era? Boy. You have to be careful about the next technique. Just let you see, my infinite explosive ninjutsu. Steam dangerous violence. Swish. Suddenly a weird clone appeared beside him. It seems to be a shrunken version of second Mizukage. The moment this thing appeared, it flew directly towards Sasuke. Second Mizukage, who has used this technique, does not intend to continue to attack. Keeping a safe distance from Sasuke is enough. As for interfering with illusions or something, there is no need to come out and embarrass yourself. After all, the opponent is Uchiha's ninja, and Sharingan can easily see through the illusion. No matter how bad it is, it can greatly reduce the influence of illusion, so there is no need to use it. It is enough to watch the steaming danger. Boom. The sudden clone's attack directly penetrated Sasuke's body. And at this moment, the ninja allied army who thought Sasuke would dodge suddenly shrank their eyes slightly. Nagato was also stunned. He looked at Sasuke in astonishment. Boom. The clone attacked again, but still failed to hit the commander. The attack went straight through Sasuke's body. Second Mizukage froze suddenly. This is water style, hydration technique. In the direction of the White Zetsu army, Kakuzu looked at Sasuke in horror. How come? Hydration technique, isn't it a family secret? Why Uchiha Sasuke was able to master, beep. After being attacked several times in a row, Sasuke's backhand directly knocked Mizukage's clone into the air. With this technique, no matter how many times your clone explodes, it won't have any effect. Hearing this, second Mizukage was stunned. Indeed, this number itself is because he has the hydration technique, but he is not injured by the blast. That's why it was developed, so it doesn't leave any chance for the enemy to counterattack. But question is that the hydration technique is the secret technique of his Ghost Lamp family. Why? Why would the Uchiha clan? Why do you know my Ghost Lamp clan's secret technique? Saying that, suddenly second Mizukage looked at Suigetsu beside him. Is that you? A traitor from the Ghost Lamp clan? Surprisingly, the secret technique was passed on. Shueui froze for a moment. What did this have to do with her? She had never done this before. Isn't this kind of technique easy to see at a glance? What? Second Mizukage turned to look at Sasuke. What did you say? Just take a look. Do you think I'm an idiot? The secret technique of my Ghost Lamp family, even if the Sharingan copy it, there is absolutely no way. Sasuke smiled. Is it difficult? Actually, not only the hydration technique, but also your steaming danger power. I have mastered it. What? What does this kid say? Even steaming danger and violence, mastered. Are you kidding me? Is it so easy to master my steam and danger power? Even if you are from the Uchiha clan, you can easily copy ninjutsu with Sharingan, but don't dare to say anything. My ninjutsu is not something you Uchiha can do casually. Second Mizukage is talking. Suddenly Sasuke raised his hand to make a mudra. In the next second, a shrunken version of Sasuke appeared. And as soon as it appeared, it flew straight towards Second Mizukage's clone. The speed is as fast as a flash. Bang bang. The Q version of Sasuke directly pressed Second Mizukage's avatar on the ground and beat it violently. At the same time, the bodies of the two avatars continued to expand due to the distance movement. Boom. Suddenly, it was only a short 10 seconds. Sasuke's Q version avatar exploded directly. Even the high-temperature steam emitted by the explosion swept the hot wind, blocking the front row of white Zetsu in an instant. In an instant, it seemed to be melted by high temperature. Due to the long distance in the direction of the Ninja United Army, was not hit by any waves. Second Mizukage is now completely stunned. He stared fixedly at the Q version of Sasuke in the distance, which had already exploded once and shrunk down again. He even quickly started to act again, continuing to be entangled with his clone. At this moment, not only him, everyone was staring at Sasuke in a daze. It turns out, literally in the blink of an eye, mastered. What speed is this? If we talk about the previous technique, Sasuke may have learned it in advance, but it is absolutely impossible to learn this technique in advance. This is Second Mizukage's housekeeping ninjutsu. Except for Second Mizukage, no one will. Now Sasuke did it in front of everyone. This shows that this technique was indeed copied by him just now. But how can this be? Mastering the enemy's skills in such a short period of time, this guy. What kind of monster is it? Although Sharingan is very pervert, it is not so pervert. They couldn't understand, actually for Sasuke, if a member of the Uchiha clan in general, being able to raise the nature transformation of the 5 escapes to the top level just like him. So in fact, these so-called secret techniques are not too difficult to master. Even if it is necessary to integrate the secret arts of Yin Dun or Yang Bun, copying the society is not a big problem. After all, Sasuke's Yin Yang Bun nature transformation is now changing at level 5 of Yin Dun, and level 4 of Yang Dun is close to level 5. Ninjutsu is nothing more than a way to release ninjutsu. What is important is the understanding of 10,000 stars. That is nature transformation. Just like a person who has mastered university knowledge, isn't it easy to do addition and subtraction? Impossible. It's impossible, even the Uchiha clan, there is absolutely no way to copy ninjutsu so easily. Illusion. Is it an illusion? The pride in Second Mizukage's heart has been shattered now, and the whole person looks a little crazy. He looked at Sasuke. That's right. This is an illusion. As long as you cancel the illusion, you can see that you haven't released the same magic as me at all. While Second Mizukage was chattering, Sasuke raised his hand and a black stick appeared instantly. Then take a step forward. It was just such a movement, but in the next second Sasuke was like a gust of wind, standing directly in front of Mizukage without making a sound. Suddenly Mizukage looked up, but the next second he was stunned. The black stick in Sasuke's hand penetrated his body instantly. The flow of chakra in Second Mizukage's body was disrupted, and the danger of steam in the distance was almost lifted. Puff. Another black rod pierced. Second Mizukage suddenly felt as if his body was going to be unable to move. This. What is this? Sasuke looked at Second Mizukage who was standing there unable to move. Just bypass him. Then he looked at Six Paths Pain not far behind him. It's not enough to test me with this guy. If you want to see how much stronger I have become, you should do it yourself. Nagato. As he spoke, Sasuke moved his fingertips lightly. The sand surged around instantly, wrapping Second Mizukage's whole body into a huge sandball. Next second, A mysterious seal appeared and spread from all directions to the sandball. Second Mizukage was instantly sealed. Sasuke, who did all this, didn't even glance at second Mizukage from beginning to end. When Sasuke came to Six Paths Pain's topcoat, wrapped in second Mizukage's sandball, it landed slowly. The ground shook slightly. The ninjas swallowed their saliva one after another, sweating profusely on their backs. Is this Uchiha Sasuke? The most talented ninja. So scary? Just by taking a look, he instantly mastered the opponent's famous ninjutsu. Moreover, the majestic second Mizukage was easily sealed without any effort. The clone of second Mizukage in the distance was also caught by the Q version of Sasuke, and the sand spread and covered again, sealing the clone of second Mizukage as well. Then the Q version of Sasuke disappeared. The skill of steaming danger and violent power is not bad against ordinary cage-level ninjas, but it is not enough to deal with Nagato's Six Paths Pain. Anyway, the clone is also chakra, and the hungry Kido can easily devour the clone. So attacking with a clone is equivalent to sending chakra to Nagato. Kakashi, Ching, and Wangtu looked at Sasuke not far away, their eyes trembling slightly. Why? He can instantly copy the enemy's spell. How on earth did he do it? Because of Rinnegan. And Sasuke used magnet style just now. The scrolling speed of sand is very fast, even in the feeling of Sanagakure ninja. Perhaps even more terrifying than their Kazekage-sama, who has attainments in magnet style. What kind of monster is this? Isn't he good at lightning style? Why can't he even have the power of magnet style? Now all of Sasuke's blood successor limits, magnet style, ice dungeon, lava style, boil style, and blood successor elimination dust dungeon have all reached the first stage. Blood successor's ultimate strength. As far as magnet style is concerned, compared to Gaara, it surpasses him by a lot. Coupled with the infinite chakra of chakra's fire, Sasuke's power is no longer something that cage-level ninjas can compete with. Though second Mizukage doesn't seem to be able to test out much. But apparently you're getting scarier, Uchiha Sasuke. Nagato is also very surprised now. 7 days. In just 7 days, this person, the man in front of him, unexpectedly became stronger again explosively. Feel free to copy other people's secret techniques. At the same time, he easily killed the opponent in seconds, that is, a cage-level ninja. It's just like God. The same. Now it's our turn, Nagato. Sasuke felt the chakra waves emanating from Six Paths Pain. Undoubtedly, during the 7 days, it is unknown what means Nagato used. His strength has also been enhanced, but this feeling gave Sasuke a familiar feeling. It was as if he had felt this kind of power somewhere. Sasuke carefully searched for the related memory in his mind, but it seems, he couldn't find it. But now is the time to think about these things. Nagato is ready to do it. Your strength has increased a lot, and it looks even stronger than 7 days ago, when the 5 shadows met. You can strengthen so much in such a short period of time. As expected of the greatest genius in the ninja world. But Sasuke, don't underestimate me, I'm not idle either. Nagato's momentum slowly increased, chakra's fluctuations are also getting stronger. Sasuke smiled. This guy is indeed very strong, but compared to himself, he is still far behind. The unlimited chakra allows the current self to explode unscrupulously, and all of them have been upgraded to the top ninjutsu and blood succession limits. Let Sasuke's casual strike be enough to reach the level of S-rank ninjutsu. In this case, no matter what Nagato did to increase his strength, it would be the same for Sasuke. Boom. Moment. Shira Dao Pain and Human Dao Pain both left the country at the same time. Ultimate speed, in the eyes of the ninjas, the two of them are like a hurricane. Suddenly, it attacked Sasuke quickly. At this moment, Sasuke didn't look back, and raised his hand in an instant and went out towards the front. Beep. The roar sounded, and the actual ripples spread, and the ripples formed by the violent vibration of the air emerged one after another. The ground did not have time to crack, the next second. Sasuke's hand trembled slightly, forcing Shira Dao, who had just appeared, to retreat, and at the same time raised his hand to block. Beep. With another blow, Ren Jindao's volley kick was blocked. Sasuke still stood firmly in place. There was a cold light in his eyes, and for a split second, Sasuke grabbed Ren Rendao's leg with his backhand. Directly throw the opponent's body away like a ball. The human path in the air has not yet landed. Sasuke directly accelerated and rushed over, and the raised legs directly flew the human path upside down in the air. Stepped down directly from the air. There was a loud roar on the ground. The potholes that appeared in response burst open, and cracks like spider webs appeared one after another. The world is directly scrapped. Raising his head, the Asura Taoist had already appeared in front of him. But this time he didn't use his fists, but a series of weapons suddenly erupted from his body. The jagged curly blade stabbed towards Sasuke like a scorpion's tail. The body flew into the air and quickly dodged. One after another missiles were directly summoned by Shira Dao, and the chest opened and launched directly. Whoosh whoosh. When the missile struck, Sasuke pulled out the Kusanagi sword at his waist, and the black light flickered on the black blade. A slender thunder snake was cut out in a semicircle. These missiles detonated in the air at the same time. The roar of the explosion sounded. Before the flame dissipated, a black thunder fell directly from the sky. Thunder breath. One type. A flash of thunder. Zzz. The black lightning suddenly lit up. Tear. In the next second, Shira Dopei's body was directly split into two. Sasuke stopped 10 meters behind Shira Dao, and slowly put the Kusanagi sword into the scabbard. The black thunder in his hand also dissipated slowly, and the wind blew Sasuke's hair. Slowly drifting. Dust and smoke billowed behind him, and the ground was full of cracks. Battle in seconds. A series of roars stunned all the ninjas. They didn't see clearly what happened just now. They only saw that there seemed to be a fierce collision between the two people from the Akatsuki organization and Sasuke. Immediately afterwards, one was blasted into a ball of meat paste, and the other was directly split from the middle skin, split into two and directly became two halves. The cold hairs of all ninjas stood straight up. This is... what kind of battle? Hurry up. Too fast, I can't see the movements of the two of them at all. And what about the series of explosions? Genin and Chunin in general feel that such a battle is completely beyond their comprehension. And only ninjas at the Jonin level can barely see the movements of the two of them clearly. In a few seconds, such a wonderful battle can break out. Bang bang. Suddenly, two white mist appeared, and Shira Dao and Human Dao were restored by Pain of Hell Dao. Sasuke didn't care too much, just looked at Nagato lightly. Is that all your strength is? At this moment, Nagato's heart also froze suddenly. Sasuke didn't use any ninjutsu at all just now. Pure body skills and strength have completely suppressed his Shira way and human way. In terms of close combat ability, the two Pain are the strongest. However, the combination of the two Pain with the strongest melee combat ability did not pose any threat to Sasuke. Instead, he was easily suppressed by Sasuke. In such a situation he wants to continue fighting Sasuke. It seems that just this is not enough. It seems that there is nothing you can do about the two pens. It seems that I have to get serious. Teondo Pain said. Sasuke smiled. Come on. Even 6 paths Pain is hardly a threat to himself. Shira Dao, Human Dao, Animal Dao, Hungry Keto, the 4 Pain moved forward at the same time. Even the Heavenly Dao Pain came out. Of course, Pain, the last Hell Road, still didn't have any plans to act at the end. Sasuke aimed for the last Hell Road Pain. Solve this thing first, then you can kill 6 paths Pain. Raised his hand and drew the Kusanagi sword. Black thunder erupted instantly. Even the black lightning that soared into the sky rushed directly to the sky. The black light flickered, and the terrifying roar of thunder could be heard throughout the battlefield. 6 paths Pain also shot at the same time. In an instant, 2 different chakra waves collided instantly. The corners of Sasuke's mouth raised slightly. Accelerate and rush directly to the nearest Shira Dao Pain. At the same time, the 4 Pains of Shira, Human World, Animal, and Hungry Ghost all surrounded Sasuke from 4 different directions. Both are faster than the average Jonin. The cooperation of the 4 directly blocked all of Sasuke's routes. Wielding the black stick, he attacks Sasuke from all angles. Not bad. Pain's control over 6 paths is not at the same level as before. Sasuke crouched down slowly. Breath of thunder. Order. Crackling. Sizzling. Thunder breath. 2 type. Sasuke slowly opened his eyes. The eyes instantly locked the positions of the 4 of them. In the next second, thunder exploded and flowed all over Sasuke's body. Instantly wrapped in black thunder, then the Kusanagi sword in Sasuke's hand swung wildly. The soul of rice. Zzz. Wow. 4 pens near Sasuke were hit simultaneously. The moment their bodies flew backwards, Sasuke stepped forward. Lightning style. Thunder instantly. In an instant, it turned into a thunderbolt, and directly swept out a distance of more than 10 meters, drew a knife in the air, and slashed fiercely at Tiondo Pain head-on. This moment, countless eyes were dull, and they looked at Sasuke with a long trail of lightning behind him in horror, and stared at the thunder snake flickering in the sky. They watched Sasuke being besieged for a second, and the four of them were repelled in an instant. At the same time, black lightning was carried on his body, followed by another split second. He rushed directly in front of another person. What speed is this? Never seen such a terrifying speed. Sasuke wields the Kusanagi sword, black lightning flickers and flows on the blade. Attracted countless eyes to gather. In the next second, he swung his knife and slashed violently. Tiondo Pain didn't even focus on Sasuke, and even Nagato couldn't keep up with Sasuke's speed. But, at this moment, an astonishing fluctuation brewed around Tiondo Pain's body. Shinra, Tianjung. The blade slashed on the repulsive fluctuations of Shenluo Tianjung. The two forces were at a stalemate for a moment. The thunder and lightning on Sasuke's body continued to erupt. However, under the impact of Shenluo Tianjung, this knife could not really be cut down. If it was the previous Nagato, this knife should be able to fall easily. But no, Rinnegan's strength has increased a lot. Beep. After a stalemate for several seconds, a shock wave that shook the entire battlefield spread out, and Sasuke's figure flew backwards rapidly. Sasuke, who fell to the ground, directly inserted the Kusanagi sword into the ground to remove the impact force from his body. After slipping 5 or 6 meters backwards, he stopped. But just stood up. Sasuke looked at Tiondo Pain with a faint smile on his face. At this moment, Nagato felt that the situation was not good. Crack. The black thunder that suddenly fell from the sky landed behind Tiondo Pain in an instant. Nagato froze. Everyone was dumbfounded at this moment. When was this ninjutsu released? Thunder from the sky. As in the previous attack against second Mizukage. Sure enough, it was Sasuke who started it, but when did he? Kakuzu looked at Sasuke with a smile on his face, carefully thinking about all the actions of Sasuke from beginning to end. None of the actions are the actions of releasing ninjutsu. How could there be a thunderbolt all of a sudden? And the thunder that landed behind Heavenly Dao Pain didn't miss out, but hit Hell Dao Pain. Without Hell Road Pen, other pen cannot be restored. I see. Is he your target? Tiondo Pain said slowly. Nagato understood now. Sasuke deliberately put on a frontal stance. The purpose is to force himself to use Shenluo Tianjung. Thus using a split second to defeat Hell Road Pain with lightning style. It's terrible. It's not that Sasuke's power is so terrifying, but that he is so strong that he still chooses to use this foolproof fighting method. Under the arrogant appearance, there is a cautious fighting attitude hidden. Uchiha Sasuke, a formidable enemy indeed. Now, though, Nagato is smiling. You underestimate me, Sasuke. Of the 4 pens that were previously repelled, Beast Dao and Hungry Kido have been completely scrapped. But Shura Dao and Human Dao Pain still stood up. And just when Sasuke was about to make another shot, to solve the last 3 pain. Suddenly, Dao Pain, who was originally in the world, clapped his hands suddenly. Summoning. Bang bang bang. The 3 destroyed pain appeared directly in front of him, and Shura Dao Pain raised his hand to summon Pluton directly, and swallowed the 3 damaged pain. In the blink of an eye, 3 intact pain reappeared. Seeing this scene, Sasuke froze for a moment. This is 6 Paths Pain's ability to change? Is this possible? No, Nagato never stated that each pain's abilities are fixed. In other words, all pain's power may have been able to make changes, but it's just because Nagato was weak before, so he didn't support him in doing so. But now that Nagato is back in his prime, it's easy for him to do that. What a surprise. Nagato. If that's the case, then 6 Paths Pen is even trickier. If you can change your ability at any time, then the 6 paths you are facing is not a fixed path of the human world, the path of Shura. 1 second the opponent may be the path of the human world, and the next second it may change into the path of heaven, or Hungry Kido, the path of Shura. With the switch of power, the fighting style will also become different. That would make it hard to tell the difference. Again. Recovered again? Haven't these people been killed? Why did they appear again? Ninjas are still amazed at 6 Paths Pain's abilities. At this moment, Kakashi is looking at 6 Paths Pain's weird ability, which can be revived instantly. Are these guys still human? Uchiha Sasuke, your strength is indeed very strong, so strong that even the enhanced me seems to have nothing to do with you. The attack just now was amazing, But it's a pity. Now you want to get rid of my 6 paths pain, but it's not so easy. The 6 paths pain gathered again made it really difficult for Sasuke to attack, unless he killed all 6 at the same time. Otherwise, Nagato will be able to switch pain's power anytime and anywhere to revive other pain. To kill all pain at once, Sasuke will need to burst out with a more powerful power than Nagato at his peak, dominating the heavenly Tao pain. Break through Shenluo Tianzhong head-on, and all problems will be solved in this way. In terms of strength, the current Sasuke is confident that he will not lose to anyone. It just needs a little bit of energy savings. Just when Sasuke was caressing the hilt of the knife and was about to make a move, 6 paths pain's body has already lit up with a red light. Seeing the moment when the light emerged, Sasuke's eyes narrowed slightly. It turns out that this familiar feeling is the tailed beast chakra. Nagato. You. Did. Became a Jinchuriki yourself? The red chakra is spreading, and the chakra waves from the red chalk that surged from 6 paths pain's body exploded. At this moment, the Ninja United Army was stunned. Even Kakuzu and others from Akatsuki were stunned. The leader is also a Jinchuriki? Uchiha Sasuke, let me show you my new power now. Tail Beast Chakra Mode 6 Paths Pain. Red Chakra, as red as blood. Tailed Beast Chakra mannequins emerged one after another for several breaths. Directly cover all 6 paths pen. And not only the coat of the Tailed Beast Chakra appeared on each pain's body, but even a tail appeared. Look at the pens whose chakra fluctuations are more intense now. Sasuke also frowned slightly. The power of the Tailed Beast, coupled with the ability to freely switch between each pain, this time. It does get a little tricky. Look at the solemn look in Sasuke's eyes. Nagato is very happy now. It seems that you also understand what level my strength has reached now. Sasuke, it's my first time trying to fight in this form, so you can be my training object. At the same time, 6 people activate Tailed Beast Chakra Mode. This is completely incomprehensible to ninjas. It stands to reason that Nen can activate the Tailed Beast Chakra Mode, which means that the opponent is Jinchuriki. However, the 6 people in front of them all turned on the Tailed Beast Chakra Mode. Doesn't that mean that all 6 are Jinchuriki? Have the Tailed Beasts captured by the Akatsuki organization been absorbed by these 6 people? 6 Jinchuriki, my god. Are these guys really trying to destroy the world? Kakashi also gritted his teeth lightly. Rinnegan paired with a Tailed Beast. How powerful this kind of power will be, even he is a little hard to estimate for a while. The tail beast you absorbed should be 8 tails. Suddenly Sasuke spoke. 6 paths pain didn't answer Sasuke's question. But not answering is equivalent to answering for Sasuke. 8 tails is considered to be the most powerful tailed beast in history among the tailed beasts caught by the Akatsuki organization. If you are Nagato and need to become Jinchuriki to improve your strength, then the first choice is definitely 8 tails. But compared to even absorbing 8 tails, compared to Killer Bee, 8 tails will definitely not help Nagato. In other words, Nagato suppressed it only because of the power of Rinnegan. In this case, as long as Nagato's power can't suppress 8 tails, the tailed beast will explode directly. The risks are great too. Seeing that Sasuke didn't make a move immediately, Nagato was even more excited. Is this jealous of yourself? Ha ha ha. As strong as Uchiha Sasuke, you still have to feel afraid of your own strength in the end. From this point of view, his choice was not wrong. Fusing 8 tails to increase strength was indeed the most correct method. Let you feel it now. Power from 8 tails and Rinnegan. Human Dao Pain was dispatched directly, with the help of chakra from the tailed beast. The speed of the explosion in an instant was far higher than just now, and it turned into a red light and blasted straight at Sasuke like a terrifying shell. For a split second, Sasuke held the Kusanagi sword together to block. For the first time, the tyrannical force made Sasuke unable to stabilize his pace, and the powerful impact of one blow made Sasuke's body slide backwards for a distance of more than 10 meters. Only then did it stop slowly. Seeing this scene, Kakashi's heart froze suddenly. After having the power of the tailed beast, how much has the power increased? Master Sasuke, I will help you. Kimimaro wanted to help, but was stopped by other Akatsuki members, and Sasuke also said, no. Boom buzz. Another strong impact. The 2 pains shot at the same time. Sasuke's feet sank directly, and the ground could not withstand the simultaneous attacks of the 2 pains. The huge force directly shattered the ground through Sasuke's body. Eyes downcast. The moment he came into contact with the 2 pens, Sasuke felt the difference. The power of pain on the right is obviously much weaker, while that of pain on the left. It should be Shira Dao, Breath of Thunder. The Breath of Thunder burst out instantly, and the next second after blocking the attacks of the two. The thunder and lightning exploded in an instant, and the melodious sound of knives erupted in an instant. Sasuke slashed fiercely towards Shira Dopain's chest with a knife, and the blade directly smashed through the tail beast chakra's defense in an instant. A deep gash was left on the chest of Shira Dao Pain. And when the counterattack started, Sasuke didn't intend to stop. With one hand, he directly grabbed Shira Dopain, whose code of the tailed beast chakra had been broken. Boil style. Unparalleled power, beep. The power erupted by the 5 fingers at this moment directly crushed Shira Dopain's head. The steam on his body has not had time to dissipate. Thunder exploded again. Lightning style, lightning. With an instant of acceleration, even the electric light can only faintly see a line. The blade pierced through the air and slashed towards another Pain. However, Nagato smiled lightly at this moment. Convert. God Pain. Raise your 5 fingers to Sasuke's attacking Kusanagi sword. God Luo Tianjung. The repulsive fluctuations visible to the naked eye erupted in an instant, and rushed straight towards Sasuke. Sasuke in the air received the knife directly. Lightning style, Lei Shun. It turned into an electric dodge and directly swept towards the other Pains in the distance. The lightning that erupted from Sasuke's body in the air spread rapidly towards the sky like a spreading thunder net. It looks like a pair of huge thunder wings suddenly opened. However, at this moment Sasuke was adjusting his breathing. Thunder breath. 7 type. Thunder, God. The speed of the instant thunder, plus the speed of the breath of thunder. The superposition of the two made Sasuke's speed explode to ultimate. Nagato hastily switched Pain. Switch the power of Tiondo Pain back, and when he just completed the switch of Pain's power. It's just a split second. But when he came back to his senses, he suddenly looked forward. The space was distorted unexpectedly. Sasuke's figure is like a group of black shadows, coming directly. Ability switch. Shira Dopain. Pain, who had turned into Shira Dao, made a direct shot, trying to stop Sasuke at the fastest speed. The 2 fists came out, just to buy seconds for Tiondo Pain. Originally, in Nagato's view, this time was basically no cooling time. However, facing Sasuke, Nagato suddenly realized that perhaps to others, seconds is nothing. But for Sasuke, seconds seems like a century. Bang bang. Pain, who had the tailed beast chakra package and switched to Shira Dao, was directly cut in half by Sasuke's explosive blow in the air. Moreover, he attacked the remaining 3 Pain like a bamboo shoot in a straight line. Sasuke's speed completely stunned Nagato. Shenluo Tianjung is still 1/10 of a second away. But Sasuke's attack has come. Crack. Tears flashed, and black lightning struck the remaining pen at the same time. Moment. These Pain's necks were torn apart by the bursting thunder in an extremely domineering gesture. Then the body exploded directly. It can be said that it completely disintegrated. The thunder on Sasuke's body dissipated, and his feet stepped on the ground and glided as fast as surfing on the water. When Sasuke stopped, in addition to the dust and smoke behind him, the thunder and lightning surging everywhere still had not completely dissipated. Pen has only the last one left. Pain in the shape of Yahiko, though. Now Yahiko's body is mutilated too, can only barely move. Nagato stared at Sasuke's back. What a strong knife. Death. Sheathing the knife, Sasuke looked back at Yahiko, who had only one arm left and a damaged leg. The corners of the mouth rose slightly. Now there is no need to worry about pain from the heaven path being converted into a pain from the animal path or hell path. He dare not. Once converted, Sasuke can solve it in a flash. And at this very moment, in such a huge battlefield, everyone's movements were frozen. One knife. The entire battlefield was amazed. Sasuke's fire thunder god, the thunder that spreads into the air, hits the sky. But what was even more frightening was that in just a split second, all of them saw black lightning sweeping across. Immediately afterwards, all the Jinchuriki were instantly killed. Only the last one remains. It can only be regarded as lingering. In the last second, he was still imposing like a rainbow, as if he wanted to suppress Sasuke and kill him. However, he was instantly killed immediately afterwards. It was still 5 seconds off at one time. Ordinary ninjas now completely feel that they can't breathe. Facing such monsters, Jinchuriki can only be killed instantly, but what about ordinary ninjas like them? Kakashi's forehead kept slipping down with big cold sweat. He looked at Sasuke, who still had a little lightning on his body in the distance. What a terrible cut. That kind of power. I'm afraid it's even stronger than S-rank ninjutsu. Ultimate speed. This is ultimate speed. There is no fancy attack, just a simple exit after speeding up. Vigorous and agile, the coat of the tailed beast chakra seemed useless in front of this knife. Is this the current Uchiha Sasuke? Just gymnastics. Although this is ninjutsu, it is also a kind of body art. When Kakashi saw the ninjutsu of Thunder Breath developed by Sasuke for the first time, he never thought that one day this technique would have such power. Even just relying on this ninjutsu, Sasuke's strength is probably the best in the entire ninja world. Drop 5 Jinchuriki in one go. The only one left didn't have a hand, so he lost half of his life. Even if it's Guy, it can't be done at all. One is okay, but at the same time kill 6 at once? No, not even Guy. Perhaps in terms of pure power, 8 Inner Gates is stronger, but in terms of subtlety, Sasuke's Breath of Thunder is stronger than 8 Inner Gates. However, this is only in terms of physical skills. You must know that Sasuke is stronger in ninjutsu talent and blood succession limit. So Kakashi can't imagine what it would be like with Sasuke on full fire? A casual strike is this kind of physical power that surpasses ultimate, and the ninjutsu attacks released are easily comparable to S-rank ninjutsu. Coupled with Shuiji's limited pupil technique, who else can defeat Sasuke? And now Sasuke, in Kakashi's view, is not serious at all. Can the United Ninja Army can really win? Kakashi couldn't help but start to have doubts. And at this time, on the silent battlefield, everyone hadn't come out of Sasuke's astonishing strike. In the end, the only remaining god, Pain, Yahiko spoke slowly. What an unexpected attack. What's the name of this blow? Nagato asked. Sasuke exhaled lightly, Thunder's Breath, 7 shape, Fire, Thunder, God. Breath of Thunder? Is that ninjutsu? It is praised by Mr. Jiraiya as a forbidden body art that is not weaker than 8 Inner Gates. Really? Strong. When the wings of thunder unfold and the black thunder hits the sky, it means that no matter what kind of defense there is, I am afraid that it is useless in the face of this blow. Pity. I am still not proficient enough. If I can skillfully use the 6 paths transformation and cooperate with the power of chakra, the upper-tailed beast, the attack just now may be able to block it. However, Shenluo Tianzheng hadn't recovered at the last moment, and was instantly dropped by 5 Pain. The only remaining Pain was also seriously injured. If it is an ordinary enemy, then it is enough to switch to the Hell Path to resurrect Pain now. But Sasuke is different. Breathing is still easy, it seems that the blow just now is far from Sasuke's limit. In other words, Sasuke can be activated again at any time. Toggling other 6 paths powers now is courting death. Let's use the power of Tiando Pain to compete. When Nagato thought of this, his heart froze suddenly. At the same time, Shiradao Pain, who lost half of his body in the distance, slowly opened his eyes. The power of Heaven Pain is gathering. Sasuke sensed Nagato's chakra waves. Is this going to be a last-ditch fight with yourself? Are you still planning to use Shenluo Tianzheng? Just when Sasuke was about to kill Tiando Pain in seconds, suddenly, Tiando Pain's eyes expanded rapidly. The veins on his face burst suddenly, planetary devastation. In an instant, a small black ball flew into the clouds. In the next second, the strong gravitational force acts on Sasuke's body. Is this trying to seal yourself with planetary devastation? Sasuke's eyes narrowed slightly. The target of this gravitational force is himself. No matter how Sasuke evades, it will be impossible to experience it in the end. The body is constantly being pulled towards the sky. And the rest of the gravitational force directly tore Guy's large piece of rock and soil from the ground in an instant, gathering towards the sky. Several mountain peaks in the distance were torn apart in an instant, and huge rocks flew towards the sky. This scene, which seemed to destroy the world, made the ninjas on the entire battlefield extremely flustered. The gravitational force is strong enough that the planetary devastation, which Sasuke can't get rid of, sucks Sasuke's body up too. Watching Sasuke soaring into the air, Nagato smiled. The power of the planetary devastation. Not even you can't escape. The Sasuke soaring into the sky made the ninjas a little confused. Is this a sealing technique? Is there such a seal? Boring. Suddenly the roar continued, and no other sound could be heard on the entire battlefield. However, at this time, Sasuke's words resounded, clearly penetrating the entire battlefield. Sasuke can get rid of gravity directly with Rinnegan though. But Sasuke thinks it is not necessary. Anyway, there are many ways, just choose a rougher one. Lightning style. Endless thunder pool. The thunder gathered from all directions formed a terrifying thunder pool around Sasuke. However, the ever-spreading thunder pool is controlled by Sasuke. Gather above the planetary devastation. Using the endless thunder pool as the basis, plus the infinite chakra of the fire of chakra. It's too easy to realize this trick now. Ray welcome. A huge lightning ball that condensed in an instant appeared. Much larger than the planetary devastation. Countless astonished gazes stared at the sky. With Sasuke gently waving. The huge thunderball that covered the sky and the sun fell directly, engulfing the planetary devastation below. The roar of thunder and lightning that pierced through heaven and earth echoed in the sky of the entire ninja world. The sky is white at this moment. The ground is also white. The dazzling white light completely covered everything. People are completely swallowed up in the white light. Nagato, who was controlling Tiondo Pain in the distance, also looked up at the sky, and let out a helpless sigh. As expected. You were scarier than a monster. Uchiha Sasuke.